Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to the D&D series. I hope y'all are enjoying it. It is a blast. I'm having so much fun with it. I hope y'all are too. Just a friendly reminder, if you could, please hit that sub button. It goes a long way. It helps me a lot, helps the channel a lot, and honestly just helps the series because it encourages us to do more and might open up some doors to do more stuff in the future. But nonetheless, thanks for coming in. Thanks for watching. And hey, comment down below if you want to let me know anything. I'll see y'all next one. Peace out.
In terms of what happened last time, you guys finished your first out of village mission, successfully defeating the uh, Jonin level ninja Shoten Nadaj, and bringing him back to Konoha, along with the report and the scroll that you collected, or the contract and the scroll rather. Just various evidence to give the Konoha upper tier people, the leaders, an idea of what happened on that mission and what strange things are going on in the mountains to the north of Konoha. As you enter the village after about a 3 days journey, Kenjiro he says, "All right, guys, we'll break here. I'll go and report to who I need to report to, and how about we meet later for lunch, and I'll give you guys your money for the mission at that time."
Money, money, money.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good.
Okay. Um, so at lunch, you all meet up with Kenjiro, and he slaps down three heavy purses of Rio on the table.
Go team.
Um, and he says, they decided to upgrade the mission rank from a C rank to a B rank, and this is the payout from that. So, congratulations, everyone. You're the proud new owners of 1,500 Rio each.
I'm rich! 1,500, bro? That's more than I thought. I'll tell you what.
Alrighty.
I can't wait to show all my friends.
With that, Kenjiro says, "Well, I've got some business to take care of. I'm sure I'll see you guys around. Have a nice day, everyone."
Yeah.
Bye, Kendra.
See you, Kendro.
So, with some free time on your hands after the completion of this mission here, what would you guys like to do?
I was about to do we have an order?
Sure.
Go for it,
Arata,
Ish.
you can go first. Seem eager.
Who's going first?
You.
Oh, okay. So I definitely want to head over to the weapon armor lady that we've been to before. Shisugi.
With your
That is her name.
old tokens, we'll update those. Would anyone like to go with Arata?
Oh yeah, guys, I'm a head to the armor if anyone wants to join.
I'll join.
Yeah, I'll join too, even though I don't
Alright.
want them.
Okay. All right.
I don't know. Honestly,
Whole,
what he's gonna say.
whole gang joins in. All right, so I kind of stroll in. I'm like, "Hey, Shisugi, how's it going?"
She rolls her eyes and says, "Oh, you're back."
Okay.
But then her eyes come and see Suiko, and she says, "Oh, hello, Suiko. How are you doing?"
I'm doing great. I wave enthusiastically at her, ask her how her day's going.
I wish I would have come here alone.
She takes a puff of her pipe and she waves her hand and she says, "Oh, you don't want to know about that. What did you guys really come here for?"
Well, I feel like I'm part of this team. No, it's okay.
Well, I go to Izuto and Nero, and she says, "Sorry, were you saying something?"
No, I'll just be in the back.
All right. Ignore him, Shisugi. Okay, it is what it is. You know what are you gonna do? Anyway,
Who?
Izuto. He gets a little touchy sometimes. You know how it is.
She nods.
So.
All right. Well, what can I get you? What can I do for you?
All right. So a couple of things. First off, just out of curiosity, do you happen to have any studded leather armor in stock? I was looking to kind of upgrade my armor a little bit.
She takes a thing off her pipe and she says, "Yes."
Well, hey, I would, be more than interested in purchasing that.
She takes another puff of her pipe. She says, 150 Rio.
Hey, can do. I take the Ryu, slap it on the table.
She collects it and says, all right, I'll have that ready for you by tomorrow. I already have your measurements.
4. Awesome. Well, thank you. Now, I do have one more thing that I want to discuss with you real quick.
She
So,
nods suspiciously.
so I know that, me and you haven't always gotten off on the best foot, but you are the best person I know in town on weapons. So I wanted to ask you a couple things, kind of pick your brain a little bit.
You can make a persuasion check real quick.
Alrighty.
I'll say with advantage since you did flatter her a little bit.
Okay. Persuasion. Oh, I don't have any bonus for persuasion. Okay. That's not bad. Easy 15.
Okay. Yeah. She nods and says, all right. Yes, I am the most talented sealsmith and armorer and tailor. I can do it all. What exactly were you thinking of?
So, obviously, you know about, iron claws, right? The little kind of like claw blade weapons, those kind of things. So,
She nods.
I was thinking, what if, because I got my dog here and, we do a lot of stuff together. I thought it would be cool to have a pair of those. But some kind of like chakra infused version, some form of chakra claws. And I was just curious if that's even something you could do or, anything like that, or if you've ever heard of such an item.
She takes a puff off of her pipe and she says, I'm very experienced with chakra infusion. It's one of my specialties. Um, yes, it's definitely possible, but it is fairly expensive. The materials and the time and effort to make such items really is kind of infeasible most of the time. But if you have enough money, things can be done. It can be made a priority.
Okay, so with that being said, what are we talking money wise?
Um, so she directs you to page 152 of the notebook in front of her.
Okay.
Um, if you see there's a bunch of weapon enhancement seals with Rio cost listed.
I see.
So like the cheapest that I see is 350, and it only goes up from there. There are a lot that cost 500, so that might be a little more feasible. I guess there's one.
If I could just squeeze in just real quick. Where's the armor that you can buy in the handbook?
Page 120.
Yeah, 120. Okay, thank you.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, now that I'm seeing this makes more sense to me. Well, thank you, Shisugi. I appreciate it. And here's a little something for your help. I appreciate it. And I toss her a little, just like 5 Ryu, just as a little thank you for being helpful and helping me out.
She scoops it up and says, "All right, that'll go to Suiko's next purchase."
I pat her on the back and I'm like, thanks, man.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Shisugi. That's all I needed. I don't know if any of my friends need anything else, but you guys need anything?
Wallflower, do you need anything? She yells to Izuto.
Yeah. Wait, what'd you say? Sorry.
She said wallflower.
Sorry. Can you repeat one more time?
Wallflower.
Wallflower. Perfect. Yes. Shisugi. Wallflower. Perfect name. Where would you go to learn about summoning scrolls or getting some?
She says, it depends. I have a selection of summoning scrolls. I'm not an expert on them myself, but I do collect them and store them for the village.
Let's see, which ones would you have?
She says, summoning scrolls.
It's under ninjutsu, I think.
What
Nice
page?
summoning. I think my pages are a bit off, but they were. It was like around the 270, or I mean, it's a little before 270. I would say like 262, 63-ish is the summoning stuff. But otherwise, other than that, I looked it up and it's just like scrolls, and like certain scrolls cost certain money, but they're not necessarily anything about summoning scrolls.
Oh, okay, I see scrolls. Yeah. So, she nods and says, we do have certain scrolls that you could potentially purchase. Um, they're fairly expensive, I should warn you. Well, actually, I guess a D rank scroll is apparently 250, and a C rank scroll is 1000. Um, and for summoning scrolls, that's pretty powerful. I would probably about double the cost. Um, so 500 Rio for a
For a D
summoning
rank.
scroll.
What would the summoning rule have? Are there labels?
Yeah, she has a number of different basically different types of chakra beasts that have made uh, negotiations with the Konoha village.
Oh.
Let me check. This is like in the Jutsu compendium, right?
Yeah, it's in Jutsu, and it's like the very last thing. It's summoning Jutsu, and then you have like either your animals or.
Oh, okay, yeah, I remember this. All right. So yeah, she would have options for pre pretty much any of the options listed there. Um, yeah, yeah, they would have all those options. Maybe not the shark or predator fish,
Yeah.
but outside of that, yeah, yeah, she can give you a summoning scroll for any of those. She warns you though, if you're doing a summoning scroll, it's a one-time use thing. Uh, so if you want to continue to be able to summon that creature, you have to make a blood contract with like that specific creature clan or whatever, um, which is its own separate thing. So if you get a summoning scroll, you can summon the creature, but only once.
Okay. Okay. Never mind. Thank you for the information.
She nods. She says, "Yeah, I would. If you're going to do something like that, I would recommend going and forming a blood contract with the creature yourself, as opposed to relying on a summoning scroll. They're
I see.
really for like emergencies, that sort of thing."
I see. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Yusugi. I have nothing else.
She turns her attention to Suiko and says, "Suiko, dear, is there anything you'd like to purchase?"
All these weapons, the seals.
Oh, man.
Okay, I know for sure I want the army combat jacket. And then which seal should I go for? I guess the martial seal. +1 bonus to taijutsu attack. Okay. Yeah, I think I'll go with that. Just keep it basic for now. Okay, I'll take my armored combat jacket and my martial seal, please.
She nods and says, "Quite the purchase. I'll tell you what, for you, I'll decrease the price a little bit, but I can't too much because the seals really do take a fair amount of my time.
Okay,
Um,
that's
we'll call it 800 Rio, and I'll need the weapon for your weapon for the martial seal infusion."
okay. I hand her my iron claw.
Okay. Um, she looks over at Arata and says, "Looks like Suiko's getting an Iron Claw infused before you."
Hey, listen. I hope that it goes well for her, and that's how I feel about this.
Thanks, Arata.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, friend.
She eyes you suspiciously, but she collects the coin from Suiko. So Suiko, mark off 800 Rio,
Aye,
Um,
Captain.
and she will get those things to you by tomorrow as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Unless anyone else has any other questions, is there any other shopping that anyone would like to do, or is that kind of the story?
I'm good shopping wise.
Like, I don't really need anything.
Yeah,
Okay.
but you know.
I will point out So as you guys sort of go on your separate ways, I will point out, Izuto, that
Mhm.
you're still currently living at the orphanage.
Yeah.
Um, you definitely have enough money now to purchase an apartment if you would like one.
Damn, he independent now?
What's that like, bro?
Yeah, what's that like? We can't relate.
I'll
It's
think
up to
about
you.
it. Let them do their thing. I don't think I just because of just because of the way I am, I don't think I will buy an apartment. I think I want to help the orphanage.
Okay. All right.
Cringe.
So, you guys have a little bit of downtime. As you guys sort of continue doing missions for the next couple days, taking your break as normal. Um, a few weeks pass, during which time a few interesting things of note occur. Who would like to go first?
Me.
I'll say I chose shopping, so I'll wait.
Yeah. I'll start this one off.
Okay. Well, actually, we'll switch them out then. So you return to the orphanage after one of these, after a day full of E-rank missions.
Could I return with some sort of like meal or like food?
Sure. Yeah. You buy some better fare than they're used to at the orphanage.
Yeah, that's my old sprite.
Sorry.
No,
Never
you're good.
mind.
You're good.
Never deleted it. All right, let's see. Izuto. But as you enter the orphanage, Dosho Ginda, the sort of person taking care of the orphans, he's kind of furiously like he has this like piece of paper in front of him. He's sitting down at the table. The orphans they all sort of flock to you, seeing that you brought something home. Not an uncommon occurrence for you in recent days, with your new influx of cash. And you sort of have to bat them away from them before you can set it down on the table and start distributing it. But the dosho, he has this paper in front of him, and he is like rubbing his temple, and he's just like staring at the piece of paper, and he looks very concerned. He like doesn't even notice that you came in.
I will set the things down over here.
Okay.
Is something the matter? God, fucking children.
He's sort of. As soon as you leave it unattended, the orphans do start beginning collecting it. Dosho Gendo looks up. He says, "Oh, Izuto. Sorry, I didn't notice you came in." He sort of looks over at the orphans and he yells at them a little bit to form a line, which the orphans reluctantly do, and begin collecting their food. He says, "Well, terrible news, I'm afraid. The orphanage is being sued."
What?
Grounds.
He says, "Well, there's accusations of embezzlement, mismanagement of village resources. There's quite a few things," and he hands you the letter that he was looking at.
Okay.
Bro,
I read the letter.
who is suing an orphanage dog?
Go ahead and make a history or intelligence. If you have history, use history.
Yeah, I have history.
Okay, use a history check then. 13. Okay. You're not a legal expert by any means, but you know enough to sort of you're a well enough read person that you kind of discern the sort of legalese of the letter. Basically, your impression of it is that it's essentially what you would call a nuisance suit. So it's the sort of thing where there's no way it would actually come to pass, but you have to hire lawyers and stuff like that to fight against it. So it can potentially cost you a lot of money, even though you'll never be found in the wrong.
Does this letter have an address?
Yeah, it's
Like
from
where it got sent from, obviously.
Correct. Yeah, it does. It's from the official, I suppose, what would you call them? Konoha legal department, I guess. It's from the village's official. Like it's the bureaucrats who kind of. So you get the sense it's not them who's doing it. There's another party, named by the letter, Lord Tahacha. is apparently the plaintiff in this suit.
Would I know where he is? Is he that famous of where his like place of work
you
is?
can make another history check, I suppose.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. So, being the bright young man that you are, and the cautious young man that you are, after your encounter a few weeks ago with that
Bitch, I
nobleman
knew it.
who dropped his cigarettes and was very sort of cruel to you and the person who he bumped into, you looked into him, and he is Lord Takahasha. And he is the lord of a small village to the southeast of Konoha, a fair distance away. So he's part of the Land of Fire, but he's the ruler of a very small village in it.
I see.
And
How much?
Yoshikino is just rubbing his temples. He said, "I don't know what we're going to do. They have us on such bare margins as it is."
I will solve this issue. Don't you worry about it, sir.
He looks up at you and sort of shakes his head somewhat half-heartedly, and he says, "No, you have enough to do with your work.
No.
You shouldn't worry. I'm responsible here. I'll take care of it."
I at this point I'm very frustrated and very irritated. Not at him, obviously. Listen, you guys took me in after my parents died, and I appreciate you for that, and I will thank you for that for the rest of my life. I will solve this issue. This cannot stand, and we cannot be treated this way. We are already living off of like the income that they give us plus the income that I'm bringing in, and it's still barely enough. I will solve this issue.
He looks like he's gonna protest again, but then he sort of sees the conviction in the eyes of Izuto, and he nods and says, and sort of he like claps his cheeks against his hand. He says, "Okay, well, no need for the children to see me so upset. What did you bring home this time?" And we'll leave it off there.
Okay.
Is there anything that you'd like to do in continuation of this in the meantime? Like I said, I mean, he's not, the guy isn't in the village.
Yeah. As of in the orphanage, no.
Okay. All right. Next up, Suiko or Arata, who wants to go?
You can go, Suiko. I'll go last this time.
Are you sure you can go? I kind of want to see what you're doing.
Okay, I'll go. It's fun.
So Arata's going.
Arata, yeah.
So Arata, back to the street.
Back to the streets.
Place you there. So you're just walking along on your daily business with Thanatos at your side, of course.
Of course.
And as you're walking along, let's see here. There he is. Thanatos begins whining a little bit.
Yeah, what's up, Dan? What's wrong?
Thanatos says to you in dog speak.
Of course.
He says, "I smell Aries."
Right, but
And
from what direction, and how do we avoid this?
Coming around the corner, as you say these words, kind of big, a little too big.
Quite large, quite large.
Big ass dog.
That's a big boy, bro.
Is
6 foot dog.
almost bumping into you guys is Inuzuka Kenji, one of your distant cousins.
Yes, I remember him from the classroom.
His dog Aries. Kenji is, of course, he was a member of your ninja class along with 6 others who were formed into separate teams aside from yours. He sort of glares at you as he recognizes you, and he says, "Ah, Harada, what are you doing hanging around these parts?"
Oh, I'm just kind of walking around doing my business, and I was wondering what that bad smell was, but figured it out now, so it's okay.
He grins, and Aries sort of like slobbers a little bit too, and he says, "Yep, well, hard day's training will do that to you, I suppose. Fancy man like you, who spends his days at his own manor, doesn't have to worry about such things. But this is an honest day's work smell." And he sort of goes forward and sort of like puts out his arm for you to smell.
I back up grotesqued by the smell that I'm receiving. I look around, I was like, man, I worked twice as hard. I don't think I've ever smelled that bad. And just out of curiosity, how many B rank missions have you completed so far?
He looks a little embarrassed, and he sort of rubs the back of his head, and he says, "Well, hey, I mean, not everybody gets as lucky as you. It's not like they assign those things to Genin. You just got lucky."
No, I won't deny that. Did get in a good situation on that one.
Genji looks off for a moment, and then he snaps his fingers. He says, "Oh, I was supposed to ask you. Hey, us Genin, from the old class and some other people, some other Genin, we were gonna have a bit of a party in a few nights near the training grounds."
Oh, I mean, okay, come on, man. You know I'm always down for a party. Do the, adults know about this one, or is this like a keeping it low key kind of situation?
He grins and shakes his head. He says, "Low key, man, low key."
All right. I guess let me just make sure, the parents aren't expecting anything from me on that day, but I'll definitely meet you there if I can.
Mention of your parents, his more friendly demeanor sort of diminishes a little bit, and he says, "Yeah, sure, whatever, man." And he just walks off, and Aries sort of gives a little growl at Thanatos, who yips and sort of jumps into your arms.
Than,
Aries,
we gotta work on this, bud.
Always bullied Thanatos for as long as you can remember.
I knew I didn't like him.
But with that, so Arata, before we move on, do you tell Suiko and Izuto about this party?
Oh, I should have asked that. Oh, okay. Wait. What can I get a reminder on what exactly he said? He just said a couple of Guinea. He didn't say this is an Inuzuka party, right?
No, it was specifically the old class.
The old class. Okay, yeah. I definitely tell the two of them, it's hey, there's a party. I'm going. Y'all should definitely show up. Also in the back of my mind, because me and Kenji clearly aren't the bestest of mates, I'm concerned that there might be some nonsense going on. So I definitely invite them. I don't tell them I fear that, but I kind of have them there as a just in case.
Okay. So Suiko and Izuto, you are both invited to the party as well, apparently, by Arata.
I will attend.
Next up,
Sure about that? I feel like we're gonna get jumped.
Yeah,
That's
I'm not
why.
gonna let him get jumped by himself.
That's why I'm bringing you two with me.
All right, okay. Sounds like a plan.
So Suiko, as you come home after one of the days of missions, you see 3 Uzumaki clanswomen sort of at the base of the creek that runs through your manor's property. They're just sort of dipping their feet in the stream and sort of laughing and giggling to each other.
I go to the left. I don't want to. Aren't you gonna bully me?
Go ahead and make a stealth check.
Stealth check was the first one. Oh. God, I'm gonna have to go out there and socialize, aren't I?
Disgusting.
-1. Come on.
Suiko's good at many things, but stealth is not one of them.
Please roll a 1 and it's a 0, just because it'd be so funny.
No,
That'd be really good.
say that.
Just straight,
Yeah.
a nat 0.
Okay. Despite not being terribly stealthy, your motivation to avoid talking empowers you. You're just so smooth and skilled. And you sort of
So
make your
funny.
way around. You can't see them in the brush.
Stealth doesn't work during missions, but damn, it works when I don't want to socialize.
My conviction to not talk to these people is strong enough to live.
To your house without having to speak to them. You did recognize at least one of them. They were some of the people who gave you off looks as you walked through the Uzumaki clan district. However, as you enter the house, you do hear a loud, whistling, windy sound from outside as well. And you do not see your father in the manor either.
Fun. Okay. I guess inspect whistling noise.
Okay, it's coming to the right.
Okay, cool. Can I go to right? Bam, bam. Am I allowed in this area? Oh, this is outside, you said.
It's outside. Yeah.
Okay.
This is the traditional training area. Outside, you see in the training area is Uzumaki Pakira, the head of the Uzumaki clan. And she's just twirling with this long flowing white dress. And you see like wind chakra sort of forming around her. It's like she's the center of like this little tornado as she's doing this like very intricate, elegant dance at the center. Your father is there with his hands sort of clasped together. As you approach from behind, he finally notices you despite the noise. And he says, "Oh, Suiko, maybe you should go inside." And as he says that, Uzumaki Bakura stops and sees you. She steps forward and says, "Ah, if it isn't our long-lost daughter, Suiko."
Is she saying that in a nice tone or like a snarky tone?
Make an insight check.
Oh, what kind of check? Insight, you said?
Insight, yeah.
It'll be in your wisdom.
I've got a lot of that. Oh, 4. You've got a lot of that. Yeah.
Okay, Suiko never rolls a flow. Yeah, so she's clearly like she's putting on like the perfect face of like being nice and like graceful, but you can see like by the twitches of her facial expressions that she does bear you in a not insignificant amount of contempt.
Oh, fun. Okay, I greet her politely, and I'm like, yeah, sorry for disturbing you, ma'am. I'll head out. Don't want to disturb your beautiful
She
dancing.
says, "No,
Bye."
no, I came here to speak with you in addition to your father." Your father, never a terribly confrontational man, sort of mumbles something in response, like trying to get you out of it. But she shakes her head, and she says, "I understand that you've been making a name for yourself in the rising Genin class, Suiko."
Yes, ma'am. Working hard.
She nods and says, as is the duty of any Uzumaki. But I had heard that perhaps your skills are being wasted in your current squad."
I mean, I don't know. Izuku kind of carried that last mission.
I sneeze in the distance knowing somebody's talking shit.
Izuku and Dan, best teammates, hands down.
I hate it here.
She looks a little miffed at being like contradicted.
Oh God.
But she quickly recovers though this ever-present sort of mask of politeness and graciousness, and she says, "Well, if that's the way you feel, I'm sure you know what's best. But I suppose in the meantime, I was thinking that perhaps it would be best if your father moved out of the Uzumaki manor, seeing as you're earning enough money to be independent now."
Is she kicking both of us out? Am I leaving too?
I mean, you can ask her, but
Okay. So am I being kicked out with my dad?
she says, "No, of course not. Only this manor would be in your name and not his." Your father is sort of like looking at you as surreptitiously as he can. He clearly looks like disturbed and frightened.
So why is my old man being kicked out? What'd he do?
Well, I'm sure it's no secret to you that your father is no Uzumaki member. He merely married into our clan, taking advantage of a desperate, poor, lost Uzumaki after the war. We, of course, in respect for that person's memory, your mother, have invited him to stay as you grew up. But now that you are a woman yourself and capable of taking care of yourself, your father's presence here has become, well, unsightly.
That, huh?
Your father flushes, but he doesn't speak.
Okay. I pat my dad on the shoulder and I go, I mean, but I gotta take care of my dad. He took care of me. I gotta return the favor. And, like, I appreciate your consideration. But, like, if he leaves, I have to leave then to take care of him. Child's gotta take care of the parent.
She lets out a sigh and says, your energy would be better spent taking care of members of your own clan.
He is a member of the clan. You married and right. I'm right.
In name only.
Okay.
She lets out a sigh and says, perhaps we can discuss this at a different date. Your poor father is
ma'am.
quaking like a leaf in the wind.
I grab his shoulders and I go, you are so right, ma'am. I will think long and hard about this, and I drag him out.
She leaves, along with some of the giggling Uzumaki clansmen who look somewhat disappointed that they didn't catch you on the way in.
Oh, God. Great. Okay. I talked to my dad. I'm like, yo, what the hell, man? What was that?
He shrugs and says, she came over with her cadre of friends, I suppose. As you know, we were given this clan because of your mother, who perished before or after you were born. She apparently seems to think that now that you're no longer considered a child by many standards, that my claim to the manor is forfeit. But
well, can we afford an apartment together? Is that what we want to do now?
Your father says we could, but I feel like I don't want to downgrade our quality of life for your sake.
I'll probably be fine. They kind of treat me like shit anyways, right?
He shrugs and says, well, we could certainly afford it, between my work as a merchant and you as a ninja. But think about it a little more. We could put up with it, and not all of the Uzumakis are like that. Jira, when she comes over, she's always very pleasant. It's just her and some others.
Maybe I'll ask Jira for advice then.
He nods and says, think on it. Don't rush into any decision. Either way, I want you to know, even if I got kicked out, I would be fine on my own. I'm not so old yet as I can't take care of myself. And he sort of gives a half-hearted chuckle.
Oh, God. I know you're not old, Dad, but I'm not kicking you out. I'm not letting them kick you out, bro. Oh, man.
He grins and gives you a hug.
No, I gotta go back. Family time.
All right. With that, is everyone attending the party?
I'll say I invited
Yeah.
both of you, but you don't have to go.
No, I'm going. I want to deck some people.
Listen, y'all. Okay, to be clear, y'all. I did not say that. I just invited y'all to like a normal party. I didn't want to put any offset feelings.
When a person that does not like you invites you to a party, if someone doesn't try to deck us in the face, I'm gonna be real impressed.
I didn't. That's what I'm saying. I didn't tell you that. All I told you was like, hey, I'm invited to a party. Like, I want y'all to come, especially to celebrate that last mission. You know what I mean? Like, y'all are going in with the mindset of a happy party.
This is a party. I will be in an upset mood over the illegal
This is fair.
of my things. But other than that, I do not know. It's like a...
We also don't know. It could be a normal party.
I'm still
You're
gonna
so optimistic, and then I'm just
deck
like, I'm
someone
ready
up
to
with
fight.
frustration.
Easy Tone, do you tell us about your problems?
Yeah, but not right now.
Not right now.
After the party, maybe.
Okay. When we're done decking people in the face, then you'll tell us.
Yes.
Please don't punch
So,
anyone.
Alright.
as you guys approach the party, you see a fire with some pot smoking over it. You see a couple of barrels of what appears to be different types of liquid. And you see some of the familiar members from your previous class and some unfamiliar faces as well from other Genin classes. We will change the music to this, I guess. So, what would you guys like to do?
I'll say first thing I do, I walk in, I look over to Suiko and Izuto. Hey guys, don't forget, it's a party. You know, enjoy yourselves. Go say hi to some old classmates. And I immediately walk over to Kenji. I try to initially be fairly friendly. Just hey man, you know, thanks for inviting me to the party.
Okay. As you approach Kenji, he's sort of over by the river, along with another sort of group, and he looks over, and he claps you on the back. He has a bit of a red flush to his face. As Ares like just sort of growls at Thanatos a little bit, who runs behind you. He says, "Oh, good to see you, buddy. Glad you made it." He pats you on the back. Still smells just about as bad as he did the other day.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah, man, thanks for inviting me. I hope it's cool. You know, I had my other classmates tag along. You'd said it was a class party, so I wanted to make sure everyone was here.
No problem, man. No problem. The more the merrier. As he's saying that, Uchiha Haruto walks over, another member of your class, and he says, Arata, I understand that you completed a B-rank mission.
I mean, listen. No, but Izuto, shut up. Listen. Yeah, it was pretty exciting. You know, we did not know that's what we were getting into, but hey, it turned out pretty good. Took care of what we needed to do.
Uchiha Haruto says, well, in any case, it's very well done. I only wish that I had such a chance to prove myself.
It was, hey, trust me, man, you'll get your chance. I mean, come on. You're, one of the great Uchihas. Come on now.
He nods and says, that is high praise from the heir of the Inuzuka clan. And he gives like a little bow.
All right. Well, thanks, man. Means a lot.
He says, in any case, would you join us for the festivities here? We're attempting to do our acrobatics across the river up atop the rocks.
Oh, say less. I'm always down for a challenge.
Kenji says, he points to the third rock and he says, I made it all the way there.
Oh, just the third one? I got this. This should be easy.
The other Genin sort of welcome your presence and begin cheering as you make your way up to the start line, or so to speak.
Okay.
And Uchiha Haruto says, so the challenge is, it's not simply to jump across, it's to jump across without looking and doing as many flips as you can.
Ooh, okay. Hey, I'm always down for some acrobatics.
All right, the group around you begins cheering as he puts a blindfold over your eyes, I suppose.
Okay.
There's no cheating.
As he does this, I definitely start like raising my hands up, kind of like pumping up the crowd a little bit, hyping them up, getting them going.
Sure. Does Izuto join the cheers?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Suiko, what are you doing in the meantime before we start this here?
I want to go talk to debating. I want to talk to the Nara. So I'm over here while they're.
You head over to the table where Nara Sakagiri is, a member of the Nara clan. They're currently playing some sort of board game, two of them, a modified version of chess. The third one just sort of observing. As you approach, he looks up and says, if it isn't meat for brains, how's it going?
Strong start.
So tough.
If it isn't the dork, how's it going?
He grins and says and offers you a seat, and he says, hey, you could probably give me a better challenge than these two numbskulls. And the other thing, people sort of scowl at him. He says, hey, here you've been caught up in some village politics.
Oh, is he asking me about my Uzumaki crap?
You can make an insight check if you want.
Okay. I mean, I see that's the only village politics he's talking about, right?
Hey, you can take it however you want to take it.
Ew.
What?
Never rules low. All right. Yeah, he looks like he is referring to possibly the Uzumaki issue or potentially the issue with Kenjiro being sort of a pariah among his fellow Jonin.
Okay.
But he has like a keen glint to his eye. Sakagiri has always kind of been very much like a strategist sort of type, and he's very interested in this sort of stuff. So he's like he's trying to hide it, but he's pretty eager to speak with you.
Alright, that depends. Which village politics? I've been thrown into a lot lately.
He grins and says, Uzumaki clan politics mostly is what interests me. I suppose your sensei is an issue, but I try not to hold that against people. You know, you didn't choose him after all.
Choose me! What are you talking about? Do you know anything about it? Tell me. No.
So smooth.
I'm so curious. Tell me.
He said, yeah, make a persuasion check.
God damn it.
That was so smooth the way you asked.
I'm so persuasive.
Hudson's a better man. I'd give you disadvantage in an instant.
No. Shh, you're over there. Stay over there.
Okay.
Also, quick question: Can we hear them from where we are, or no?
Nope.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Sure. We got cheers and stuff going on.
Yep.
Yeah, we got cheers.
Right here thing.
Alright.
So he says,
Let's go!
Sure, I can tell you a little bit of what I know in exchange for the dirt on what you know.
Fine. Whenever coffee over.
Okay. He gives a quick story of what he knows about Kenjiro. Basically, from what he understands, there was supposed to be a big surprise party for the Hokage, and Kenjiro, in the course of his investigation, in the middle of the night, brought the Hokage and the entirety of the Hokage's guard outside of the village to intercept supplies for the surprise party.
That's actually really funny. That's so
It
tough.
was a massive scandal, and he made some accusations against certain high-ranking Leaf elders, but he was completely humiliated by that, and ever since he's been called the Golden Fool because he claimed that gold was being transported in those supplies.
That's amazing. Oh, that's beautiful.
Excuse me.
Okay, I'm dying laughing. That was great.
He
Okay.
looked a little surprised at your reaction after you were talking about how nice Genjiro was and whatnot.
That just makes him even better, man. That's great.
He shakes his head and sort of said, "All right, now Dish, what's the deal with the Uzumaki?"
Okay, well, it's nothing exciting. They're kicking my old man out, and I guess in turn also me, because I'm not letting him go by himself. You happy? Nothing too much.
He shrugs and says, I'm sorry to hear that. I think I met your old man once. He seemed nice enough. He sells carpets, right?"
Something like that. He's
He
harmless,
nods.
so.
And says, "Yeah, well, Uzumaki, I mean, they're dicks. Not you, of course."
Ah, it's a fair statement. I know all about that.
In any case, Sakagiri, he asks you for some more details and whatnot, and you guys chat a little bit as the acrobatic contest comes to a start. So, you, with the blindfold over you, Arata, what would you like to do?
So because some of my stronger senses aren't even sight, can I kind of use my heightened canine hearing, or could Than use his kind of canine hearing and then kind of bark at me, instructions as to what to do, but it seems like he's cheering because oh wait, never mind, ignore that. Okay, can I forgot Kenji was there. Can I use my hearing to kind of hear the water flow and kind of know where the rocks are, so I have my kind of some form of sense around me?
Yeah, sure. So you'll roll those checks with advantage. I will warn you though, they will be kind of high DC.
Okay.
Since the water, it's making a fair amount of noise. It's
okay.
It's a quick river.
Fair enough. But yeah, so I'm listening for the water, and I immediately kind of set up and start trying to do some flips across these rocks.
Okay. So first off, the perception check with advantage, and then we'll do an acrobatics check.
Okay. So perception, is that +6? Yeah. All right,
No need
fair enough.
to
Yeah,
panic on that.
fair enough.
Go ahead and roll your acrobatics check.
Acrobatics, I believe, is also a 6.
I'll say acrobatics with advantage since you nat 20 on the perception.
Oh my god.
All right.
I'll say errata. Not you get through the first 2 rocks with several flips in between them.
Okay.
The crowd is going kind of wild.
Okay.
And you hear Kenjiro saying, "No, he's cheating. He's definitely cheating." You have one final rock to go through here. You
Okay.
can make another perception check with advantage.
Okay. Oh my god!
Jesus Christ.
Where is this when we fight?
With advantage.
That man can't walk on snow, but damn, he can skip rocks.
Hey, I can flip like crazy, bro. I'll tell you what. Oh, okay. Alright.
Okay. Yeah. So the final rock, and you make it to the other bank. Not quite as impressive as the first one, but still pretty darn good.
Okay.
As the cheers finally die down, you take off your blindfold and walk back on the water over to everyone. And Haruto, he's like clapping very loud, and he says, "I see why you managed the B rank so well." And Kenji just is like flustered a little bit and says, "No, he cheated."
Please explain to me how I cheated and in what way.
Kenji like looks around and he says, "Well, everyone saw, right?" And like everyone's just sort of like looking at him like annoyed that he's sort of being a downer.
Hey, Kenji, listen, man. You don't want to do this. Don't go down this route. It's okay. He did it. Don't do that.
Kenji just sort of lets out a huff and says, "Well, he." And then he just sort of walks away.
Okay.
I definitely turned to kind of the crowd, and I'm just like, so how about that, huh? You know, kind of trying to hype it up a little bit. Feeling a little proud of myself.
Yeah, they're cheering for you. In addition, I guess we can turn off the.
Since I can control, since I can make hands with my sand, I'll make a thumbs up.
Okay, nice. You feel a tug at your sleeve, Arata.
Mm-hmm.
Behind you is Yamanaka Nariba,
Okay.
another member of your class. She says, "Damn, Arata, you got pretty skilled after ninja school."
All right, I know where this is going.
I mean, hey,
Oh my god, Ron's being set on.
I mean, hey, look, you know, a little bit of practice goes a long way.
She nods and says, "Well, I suppose I wouldn't expect anything less. People grow at different rates. I'll have you know that I have been doing pretty well in my missions too."
Oh yeah, what are we talking? What have you been doing?
She, a little bit excited, sort of begins describing her latest mission to you, in probably more detail than you're comfortable
Than I asked for. Okay.
you asked for. As she's speaking with you and sort of clearly sort of intentionally sort of getting your attention, like isolating you a little bit from the group.
Okay.
Izuto, what are you up to?
I'll talk to Yuhara over here, and I guess the Hyuga person.
As you begin to sit down at that table, Hyuga Harumi sort of glares up at you and says, "What do you want?"
So sit down. Why are you being so? What's up with the attitude?
She smirks at you and says, "Sorry, great clan members only."
Ah, shit, she pulled that.
Oh, that's tough. You want to fight?
She looks taken aback for a moment that you didn't immediately fold. And she said, "What? Are you threatening me?"
No. Just a friendly spar for competition. You're a great clan. You should have no problem.
She
Are we gonna go through this route, or are you gonna let me sit down?
She looks over at Yuhara, who's kind of just sort of looks away, and she says, "Whatever, sure." Have a seat.
All right, cool. See, it's so complicated.
He says, "You're a brute."
And you're an idiot.
Yuhara sort of puts her hands on me. She says, "Stop, guys. We should get together. We're all part of the same class." Harami just sort of humps and crosses her arms.
I agree with you, Yuhara. Sorry, I am just trying to say hi. Just trying to talk to the people here. I don't have a lot of friends to begin with.
She says, "I heard that you and Arata managed to complete a B rank mission almost by yourselves."
Yeah, you know, we got a pretty good team going on. It kind of came up as a surprise, but
I mean, that sucks that you got tangled. That you got you know, the third member of your team dragging you down.
I'm sorry, who's the third member? Am I the third member?
She mentioned
Oh,
Arata. And
Suiko. That's right. Sorry.
You talking
forget.
shit about me?
You know, I don't think she dragged us down. I think she did pretty well. She is an Uzumaki after all.
she, Yuhara sort of shakes her head and she says, "Well, really, only half."
Are you a full Uzumaki?
She nods proudly.
Wouldn't that mean you're an incest baby?
She turns crimson.
Wow.
Mixture of anger and embarrassment, and she says, "The Uzumaki clan has thousands of members. There's no incest going on."
That's a lot of pocket.
Yeah, sure, no problem, man. Y'all
That's
just
a-
keep the red hair because it suits y'all. I leave the table. I don't like these higher ups.
That was out of pocket, bro.
Okay.
I'll go to the tree stump. I'm still on the tree stump. I'm not in a good mood.
Okay. As you're sort of sitting there, you see one of the other members of your class that you never really got to know terribly well, Naki, and she sort of looks over at you and says, "Rough day?"
Yeah, it hasn't been ideal. Legal troubles and all that.
She says, "You steal something?"
No, just didn't act the right way to certain people, but those certain people weren't good people to begin with, so I don't regret it.
She nods and snorts and says, "Tell me about it."
So, how's your day going, Naki?
She shrugs and says, "I don't know why I came here. Seems like a waste of time."
I agree. It's all a bunch of higher up clans just in a self-celebration party to see who's the better one. There's no point to any of it.
She gives a bit of a stifled laugh at that, and she slides over to your tree trunk, and she says, "Yeah, let me tell you something about the people in my squad. Let me tell you." And she begins gossiping with you about the two other members of her squad, who are of great clans.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I got some.
Do I know if she's from any notable clan?
You know specifically that she is not from it. She's an orphan like you.
Non-clan.
Gotcha.
Suiko, yeah, Izuto?
No, you're good.
Suiko, would you like to speak with anyone else, or are you just content with sort of chilling at the Sakagiri table?
Yeah, sure. I don't know. I want to talk to the Operami, but they scare me. Are they going to bully me because I'm half-blood? You know what? I'll stay here and I'll get my ass beat in chess.
Okay. Sure. He does beat. Well, actually, no. We'll roll for it.
There you go. I was gonna say if you play a 3-minute chess game between Marissa and you, that'd be so hype.
No, I'm not doing it.
Oh, that'd be so funny.
I'd be so in character.
Play
too, 'cause
me
I
in
don't
chess
know how
right
the
now.
fuck to play chess.
Play me in shogi right now.
We'll
Wait,
do an intelligence check.
I have a weird feeling that Sakagiri has fairly decent intelligence. Something's telling me.
Listen, I'm not going in this.
I don't know if it's the clan or what it is. Something also tells me she's gonna roll high.
No, don't say that. You jinxed me.
Good, I think it'd be a funnier run. Not bad.
Oh my god.
He's nasty, I told you.
This is actually unbelievable. This is actually insane.
Sakagiri, as you beat him just barely, is a very close game. He sort of shakes his head and says, "Well, I don't know what to say."
know either, dude. I got the best luck.
He says
I am.
he puts he slides 10 Rio and he says, "We will never speak of this again."
I
Agreed?
pat him on the shoulder and I say 100% agree because I will never accomplish that ever again in my life.
In any case, Izuto, or I'm sorry, Arata, Yamanaka, she asks if you want to take a walk with her.
Yeah, sure, let's go.
Okay. As you walk with
Fan
her,
does tag along, by the way, I want to be clear. At least he tries to, you know.
yeah, she doesn't object.
Okay.
Izuto, is there anything else you'd like to do, or are you just kind of chilling with Naki?
I'll just chill with Naki.
Okay. With that, the night comes to a close, somewhat unremarkable. Apparently, whatever tension might have been building there, it was defused with Arata's impressive display.
What can I say?
Like 3 nat 20s.
So,
I'm good at what I do.
On the following day, you guys meet with Kenjiro at the normal spot. Oh, and you, by the way, you guys would have collected your whatever you ordered at Shisuke's shop.
Oh.
At this point, so add whatever it was.
When I stopped by there, I actually talked to her real quick, and I'm just like, "Hey, would you want my old padded armor to use or sell for any reason? Because I have no use for it anymore."
Sure, Phil take it.
Oh, so she can have it for free. She can have it for free, bro. Like, I offer it kind of as like a token of like, hey, you know, here, you know, you can have this to use for your store or whatever.
Yeah, it's worth 10 Rio. So she takes it and she says, well, I suppose we need you know, washcloths.
Hey, well, as long as it gets used. I'm trying to build some reputation with her again because we start off a little rough.
She knows what you're trying to do. And she's like making you pull every teeth.
Okay.
For it.
Okay, that's fair. I respect that.
But she is warming to you slowly.
Okay.
In any case, so go ahead and add whatever it was that you got to your inventory, if you haven't already.
I forget to study.
And Suiko, your Iron Claw with the seal, just try to remember that it increases your taijutsu by 1.
Okay.
I don't know if you have to change numbers somewhere in your thing, but I have a 17 AC now with that armor.
That is good to know, and yes, I think I do. Or you could change it, actually, I think, but...
Oh, I don't know where to mark it, my bad.
No, I can. I got it. So you're not 17.
Yes.
Any other armor class changes?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got the armor jacket and +4 bonus.
You originally had a +1, so it should be like 3 more.
Okay.
Okay. Let me change that then.
Okay, sorry, but do I change my armor class? Do I add a +3 then?
Yes. So you're at 17 now, right?
Okay.
That sound right?
So,
Okay.
yeah,
I have it. All right. It is changed to that in Roll20 as well. All right. So you guys meet up with Kenjiro, and he says, "Well, howdy everybody. Got good news. We're not doing any silly E rank missions today."
Hey, love to hear it.
Puts a piece of paper on the table and he says, and taps it twice and he says, "Latest mission. It's a C rank."
Moving up in the
Is this
world.
one actually a C rank?
He nods and says, "I hope so. I guess we'll see." It's a negotiation mission. We're to go to the Tamaka town, the town of Tamaka. It's on the border of the land of rivers and the land of tea. And we're going to be dealing with a border dispute there.
Hey, fair enough. Doesn't sound too bad.
And like legal troubles.
Of course, neither did the other one.
He says, "Yeah, I'd say this should be not as bad as the other one. I would be surprised if we saw any random Jonin popping up out of nowhere, let's just say. But in any case, you guys have the day to prepare, grab anything you need, and we'll head out tomorrow morning.
Hey, Kenjiro, is there anybody in the village that's really good at summoning jutsu, or like could teach me?
I think I know what he wants.
He says, yeah, there are quite a few, mostly Jonin who have made blood contracts. I mean, I have. You've seen me summon Kiki before. Kiki or Iki, something like that.
Whatever his name is.
You've seen me summon Yiki before, so yeah, I've made a contract with the Monkey Clan. Why are you? Is that something you're interested in?
Yeah, I'm very interested in it. I wanna have like a secondary line of defense, just so I'm not dragging the team down with my my long rangeness, if that makes sense.
He nods and says, "Yeah, that makes sense." And you got a nice big chakra pool to take advantage of there. Yeah, I would say figure out which. I'll give you a little bit. I'll tell you a little bit about the different clans, and you tell me which one you're interested in, and I'll see if I can arrange a meeting with someone who knows more about it.
Okay.
Unless you're interested in the Monkey Clan, I can get you hooked up there.
Ooh, what are the other clans? Although I am interested in the monkey one.
He lists them off. Like I said, it's let's see.
It's just the ones that are in the book.
Yeah, bear, boar, dog/wolf, hare/rabbit, hawk, lizard, monkey, ox, rat, slug, snake, spider, tiger, toad, or turtle. But in any case, he says, well, that'll be something to, I guess you can think about it as we're doing this mission, and when we get back, maybe we can line something up. In any case, I'll meet you guys tomorrow morning.
Sounds good. See you then.
Heads out. Is there any last minute purchases you guys want to make? Wait.
I will stop by the store actually and buy, because I used my blood pills last time, and those were just kind of nice to have on hand. I'm gonna go ahead and buy.
Page are you on, Blaine?
Do what?
What page are you on? Or
I'm
120?
on 136 for the blood pills.
I think for the
Okay, cool.
I go ahead and buy. I don't know. I go ahead and buy 2 greater blood pills just to have. 'Cause I think it'll be good to have just in case.
Shisugi says 500 Rio.
Here you go. Hand her the 500.
She passes over the blood pills.
All right.
Oh, you bought the greater ones. Oh, I thought you bought the regular ones and she charged you 500.
No.
I was like, God damn.
It's like, she really doesn't like you.
I'll get 2 regular chakra pills.
Okay. So that's chakra pills. 200 Rio. Yep.
Okay.
Oh, there's a military ration pill? Okay, I'm gonna remember that next
I
time.
will say, Izuto, since you've been sort of supporting the orphanage a little bit, go ahead and mark off an additional 200 Rio for these like meals and stuff that you're buying them and that sort of thing.
Okay. At this point, I have told both of them about the situation with the orphanage.
Who have you told?
Arata and Suiko.
Oh, okay.
All right, when he tells me this, I'm like, hey, I'll talk to my parents and see if I can get some Inuzuka clan word in with anything. See if that'll help.
Yeah, I would appreciate it. Let me know if it doesn't go well, and if it doesn't, I will burn that village to the ground.
Okay. I say the same. I'm like, I mean, half my clan hates me, but you know, I'll find someone to help you out.
Suiko, your relatives are dicks. Do you get that a lot? They're face up.
You understand. I deal with that every day.
God.
Where are these bad emotions coming from, guys? After the party the other night, I'm feeling great.
Dude, I met this.
Better rich boy.
I'm just saying, the major clans, the Inuzuka ones are pretty cool, but the rest of them, holy hell.
Well, Kenji's, he is what he is, but,
And the Nara are pretty cool.
God, but the Hyuga and the Inuzuka,
Or not the Inuzuka, the Uzumaki? God. And the Uchihas? Worst of them all.
Listen.
Hey, the
I
Uchiha
literally
guy seemed
had to,
cool.
Like, I
Yeah,
had to
that's what they all
sneak
look
my
like.
way past my clansmen so they wouldn't bully me. Okay, sneak. I'm terrible at sneaking.
Should have hit him. Anyway.
I should have. You're right.
Anyway, sorry you had to listen to this, Shisugi.
Sorry,
Kisugi, sorry. Just, you know how it is.
Just airing out emotions.
She takes a puff of her thing. She says, "Well, considering I've been exiled by the Yamanaka clan, I don't have anything nice to say about any of the great clans."
Oh, so the Yamanaka clan is where you're originally from?
She nods.
Do you happen to know anything about Okay, I don't remember because we just met her for the first time. What was the girl's name I was talking to?
Naribi, I think.
Naribi? Well, I just kind of asked. She goes like, "Hey, do you know anything about Naribi, the
Arata's got
the
a
Yamanaka,
crush.
the Yamanaka?" I'm just asking questions. I'm just asking questions. I'm just asking questions.
I'm just kidding. Not too
She says, "Yeah, I know her."
Is she cool? Like what's the talk on the town?
And he date her. That's what he's asking.
That's I said nothing of the sort. I want to be clear. Than is
says,
kind of wagging his tail.
No,
I'm not sure if I would inflict such a fate on my worst enemy.
Oh, Jesus.
I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
That said, I would say that she is a typical Yamanaka clan member.
Right. I will.
Hey,
I will
those
keep.
Yamanakas, am I right?
Oh, what did I say? Yeah, Yamanaka. Right?
No, you were right.
No, you were good. You were good. You said everything. I was gonna look at Shisugi. Shisugi kind of confused because I felt like it went well and was like, okay, I'll keep that in mind.
All right. So you guys completing your last minute purchases. Well, Suiko, is there anything you'd like?
Yeah, sorry. I'm just gonna get a regular blood pill, and I want paper bombs.
Okay. So the blood pill is 75 Rio, and then paper bombs are 100 Rio each.
I am poor as fuck. Cool.
She'll give you the traditional Suiko discount. Rio.
I lean over to Izuto and I was like,
as she passes over the paper bomb, she whispers to you, "If you could make sure Arata gets caught in at least one of those blasts, okay?"
I nod my head enthusiastically. I'm like, yeah.
whenever Suiko gets this discount again, I can lean over to Izuto and I'm like, bro, what is this? What is this nonsense going on here, dude? Like, what is this
I
bullshit?
turn around and I'm like, you don't understand. You don't get it.
I'm in my own world. I'm just thinking about that dude just
and his entire business.
Oh yeah. Oh no, wait, we already talked. Stuff.
All right, I am good. I'm good with purchases.
Okay.
Good as well.
With that,
Quick question for this next minute: do we need to get rid of like my explorer's pack or anything since I used like rations out of that?
you would have restocked that.
Okay.
When you came back, it doesn't cost that much.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So you guys head out that following morning. Your travel takes you considerably farther than the village of Yuki. You head west from Konoha to the hills that border both the land of tea and the land of rivers. Deep into the hills, you eventually come across a town against the course of a large river. Let's change the scene here. Your travel goes pretty smoothly. Kenjiro seems a little bit not in the best of moods. Not very talkative like he normally is. He normally pulls pranks and things like that as you're traveling, but this time he just seems a little introspective and maybe a little sullen.
Cool looking map.
Can I ask him what's wrong?
As soon as you do that, the familiar grin returns to his face, and he says, "Oh, Suiko, just missing the sight of your wonderful wonderful face there."
Yeah, all right. I mean, that's a lie, but all right.
He just grins and says, "Don't worry about me. Old Kenjiro knows what he's doing."
Come on, let me worry about you.
let me worry about you.
Uh,
No.
you guys arrive at the village in the southwest corner there. The gate is open. You guys head on in?
Yep.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Kenjiro leading the way. He says, "So, everybody, welcome to Tacoma. Been here once or twice. It's a nice enough place, I suppose. The Lord here," and as he's saying that, you see
Gushing?
down the street. What's that?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. Coming down the street is a man with incredibly flamboyant dress. He has like these feather-like things that are sort of stitched into his wonderful, very silken robes. He almost looks like a costume of a phoenix almost. He approaches with two well-armed guards with these crossbows at the ready. And he claps his hands together and he says, "Ah, Kenjiro, my old friend."
Ooh,
And
friends.
Kenjiro walks up and gives him a quick bow. And he says, "Lord Ibuki, thank you. These are my new Genin associates, Izuto, Suiko, and Arata."
I win.
And Than.
And Than.
Yeah,
Kendra-
and fam, please.
Kenjiro nods and says, "And Than." Or
Than
Toad,
Yips.
as I like to call him.
Toast.
Toast.
Ibuki gives a quick nod to each of you. He's a very he's one of those people where like the charisma like oozes from like movie star sort of
Yeah.
charisma.
Okay.
And he says each of your names and he says, "Welcome to my town of Tacoma. I hope your stay here is as excellent as it can be."
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah. Looks like it'll be fun.
He says, "Well, I suppose I will take you to my quarters. I'll show you where you'll be negotiating from these next couple days." And Kenjiro nods, and you guys begin making your way through the town. Eventually, you enter a large manor, and in the basement below, a series of large sort of underground tunnels leads you to a large room. Oh, everybody's too big. In any case, Ibuki sits down at the head of the table and sort of invites everyone to sit as well. And he says, "So tell me, what do you know of the situation here?" And Kenjiro says, "Not much. Why don't you fill us in?" And he says, "Well, the situation is that a consortium of merchants from the land of tea are seeking property in disputed lands, 3 properties in particular. There's an abandoned fortress in the hills west of the village, an iron mine to the northeast, and a fairly large land of just unused forest, or at least officially unused forest. They're seeking all of these lands to acquire them from the land of rivers in this traditionally not terribly well-defined border." Kenjiro sort of looks at you 3 and says, "Any questions?" And he looks over at Ibuki and says, they need some training on these sorts of things, so if you don't mind." And he smiles graciously and says, "Please."
Have there been any hostilities?
He says, "There have been some injuries from the forest area. Nothing particularly nasty, but, well, the land of tea, there are a number of hunters who've lived there for quite a while, and they seem to think of the land as their own. When we sent some surveying parties, they set traps and things like that to cause some injuries and cause the surveying party to retreat."
Right. So, from your perspective, Just out of curiosity, so like, who owned this land first, and like, who's trying to get? I'm trying to get all the facts straight.
He says, from a historical perspective, this has always been land of river territory.
Okay.
But the land of tea has grown increasingly financially successful, shall we say.
Okay.
And they're beginning to throw a bit of that weight around.
Gotcha. I see. Have they offered to like buy it at all, or are they just trying to take it by force straight up?
They are offering a bounty for each of the portions of land. That will be the amount will, I suppose, be the subject of this negotiation, among other things.
Okay. Gotcha.
What are your thoughts?
He says, well, my thoughts are I want to keep all the land, but barring that, I want them to pay as dear a price for it as possible.
Okay.
And I know I can count on my traditional allies from the Land of Fire to help me do so. And he sort of looks at Kenjiro. Kenjiro puts up his hands and says, sorry, we're a neutral party here. We're just organizing these negotiations, and we're a neutral party here. And Ibuki sort of nods and gives him a wink.
I lean over to Kenjiro and I ask, like, if he hired us, or if this is just we were brought in, like, genuinely as a mutual party from both sides.
Kenjiro nods and says, I'm glad you're catching on to this quick, Arata. Yeah, both sides requested us.
Okay.
We're at good relationships with both the Land of Rivers and the Land of Tea.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
He nods. Ibuki says, please, any other questions?
I think I'm good. I'm just ready to see some negotiations go down peacefully, huh?
Yeah.
Or not peacefully.
Kenjiro sort of stands up and says, well, I suppose we'll get situated at the inn for today. Thank you, Lord. And Lord Ibuki stands up and he says, oh, no, you'll stay at my manor, surely. And Kenjiro shakes his head and says, just to keep the aura of neutrality, we'd better stay at an independent inn. Ibuki shrugs and it says, as you wish. As his guards escort you out. What's that?
I was just like, well, it's a palace. We could stay there for fun for one night.
As you guys as you guys gather at the inn in Tacoma, Kenjiro sits at one of the tables. We'll move you guys there.
Excuse me.
He sits at the table as you guys sort of gather for your meal, and says, all right, what's your guys' take on the situation here?
There's two sides to every story. I don't think I have a take yet.
Yeah.
Kenjiro nods.
Are we gonna talk to the Land of Tea next, or?
Isn't that where you're from, Suika?
Yeah, lived there for like a year or something. I don't know.
Interesting.
I think we do.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll say I think we do just got to be sure to keep the neutrality in mind. Make sure we don't fall into any false, picking one side. That would not go well.
Well, I'm glad that each of you those are good points by each of you. However, you're missing one key thing when it comes to negotiations.
Drinks.
Yes.
Grins and says, I suppose a little bit of alcohol applied in the right place would be useful for sure. But no, information is what you need for negotiations. You got to know both sides in and out, and if you know something that they don't, you can take advantage of that.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but he didn't. Why does the Land of Tea feel the need to set traps of all the kind of petty?
Genjiro shrugs and says, I don't know anything that you don't about that. I was there with you with Lord Ibuki.
Are we gonna talk to the Land of Tea now?
He says, I don't think that'll be a problem.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think it just comes down to figuring out our stuff then. I mean,
Yeah.
if we are being a bit of a neutral party here...
Oh, Jesus Christ, who are you?
A middle-aged lady sits down at your table, and she grins and says, hello, everyone. My name's Amy.
Hi, Amy.
Hi, Amy.
I'm Mizuto.
She nods and says, I know. Arata, Subiko, and Kenjiro, right?
And then.
I. Oh yeah,
Oh,
don't forget
Dan.
Dan.
What an adorable dog.
He yips.
In any
and
case,
happens.
I'm the head of the New Wave merchants who are interested in purchasing some of the land from the Land of Rivers.
Oh, are you from the land of tea?
She nods.
I see.
Interesting.
Gotcha. So what about this land kind of entices y'all so much?
She says, well, it's not so much that we're enticed, it's more of a humanitarian thing.
Okay. Speak on that. Take it. Hate you.
I suppose you only have been here not terribly long, but the Land of Rivers and Tacoma in particular, in an effort to keep up with the military might of its surrounding lands, has been increasing taxes and tariffs more and more. It's very difficult to make a living here due to the cost of living rising so steeply. If we absorb some of this land, we can potentially, eventually, absorb this town. And the poor here will surely benefit from the wealth of our land and the low taxes as well.
Are y'all prepped to take care of a whole land? Like, do y'all got those kinds of numbers? Because that's a big project to just kind of take on.
She raises her hand, covering her mouth, and laughs politely. And she says, "Oh no, just Tacoma. Some of the border villages. We have no aspirations to conquest.
Okay.
But these border villages, they've always seen a mixture of citizens from the Land of Tea and the Land of Rivers. It's more of a 60-40 thing. But the 60 right now is, it's the tyranny of the majority, you might say.
Right. So, just out of your experiences, is this what the majority actually wants?
She shrugs and says, it's not exactly a democracy here in Tacoma. Lord Ibuki inherited his position from his father, and his father before him. It is his land right, I suppose. We in the Land of Tea don't hold to such archaic concepts, but here in the Land of Rivers, what can you do?
Fair enough. Do you think that he is fit to rule, or do you think he's not quite there?
She says, I think that he's interested in holding his own power more than anything, as most rulers are.
Besides high taxes, what other inhumane conditions are there?
She says, I don't know if you've heard this, but they've been sending out harassing parties to some of the land that is not being used by anyone, and hunters from our land seek their game there, not harming anyone and not taking anything from anyone, but because it is land by ancient right, they still insist on disturbing those hunters.
Right. Can I just get a quick timeout, though? So I heard a little through the grapevine, right, that there were some traps being placed around. This wouldn't happen to be due to these hunters, would it?
She nods and has a very serious look on her face, and she says, we of course don't condone any violence, but you have to understand these hunters, they've lived in these lands for generations. They don't have the same sensibilities that you townfolk dwelling people like you or I might.
Gotcha. So you don't condone violence, but the people on your side do.
She shrugs and says, you have to understand, they're a different sort. They're a little less civilized, perhaps, than you or I.
Right. I think that it's fair to say, do you think you would be able to help control them? Because if they don't even have control of this land yet, and we're going to give them more control, and they're already causing these kinds of problems, what are they going to do then?
Well, that's a bit of a difficult situation, because they're technically outside of our land of influence.
Okay.
Since they live currently in the Land of Rivers, we don't have any official authority over them. But of course, if we gain that property, then we would, and perhaps we'd be able to rein in some of their more independent tendencies.
Okay. Gotcha.
What's to say they don't do the same to you? It seems like they're not affiliated.
She says, they're at the end of the day, they come from the Land of Tea. If they realize they're in a place managed by the Land of Tea, perhaps they'd be a little more conducive to our authority.
Okay, interesting.
In any case, I just want to introduce myself before the negotiations start. I hope that we can have some very productive talks.
Same.
And,
I hope
she
so as
stands
well.
up and bows and walks off, exiting the inn. Kendro sort of snorts and says, "As I was saying, we need information. Don't trust what either side is saying."
True.
Agreed.
Politicians, can we talk to the villagers?
Kendro nods and says, "Yeah, I think that I'll take on the task of doing that. My current plan is to have you guys go and investigate these 3 properties
Okay.
while I sit here in the village and conduct the negotiations and try to delay it for as long as possible."
Are we going in 3 and then all 3 places, or splitting up?
He shakes his head. "Nope, you guys are sticking together for sure. I mean, I'm sending you off by myself. I'm not going to send you off one by one."
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys don't want to leave that with me. Don't do that to me.
I would love to see it.
Stop. Well, you wouldn't, because I would be alone.
Well,
So we
speak
can
up.
fulfill the mission. In any case, Kendro says, "We'll get a good night's rest here, and then I suppose it's up to you guys which location you want to visit first, which you think is most interesting or most useful potentially."
Do you have an idea on that, Kenjiro? Because you clearly know the people around here, so it seems like you'd have a little better idea.
I mean, I've been to the village twice. Once to
Okay.
recover a stolen artifact from Lord Ibuki, and the other time on when I was a chunin. I don't really remember that terribly well, to be honest. Like I said, the people around here are fairly nice. I don't know if they didn't strike me as a particularly poor town, but maybe things have changed.
Yeah, I don't see that either, but
In terms of where you guys want to go, that's up to you. There's a lot of talk about these hunters in the forest,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm kind of suspicious of that. I mean, what's valuable in the forest beyond just game?
yeah, it doesn't seem like they're hunters, more mercenaries from either side, really, because you could make a case that they're attacking themselves to have an excuse, or that from another land attacking the other ones under the guise of that they're hunters. So I doubt they are hunters, in my
Definitely
opinion.
that's a possibility. And then the other 2 spots, an abandoned fortress. I don't know why you would want that. Fortresses are pretty useful in the day of the ninja. I'm sure it's old and decrepit as well. I don't know why they want that. And then the iron mine, or the abandoned iron mine, I suppose that could be valuable. But it was presumably abandoned for a reason. Unless they found another vein or something, it wouldn't be terribly valuable to whoever owned it.
It'd be real valuable for Izuto. He loves him some iron, bro.
I would listen. If there is anything in that mine, it's so dead. I will be. Listen. Yeah, I don't know why they would want any of these. It all seems like very vague, or maybe just conflict for the sake of conflict, or maybe they found something. But who knows?
Kendro nods and says, "Yeah, like I said, I think there's a lot under the surface here, which is why I'm sending you guys out to figure out what that is." Well, in any case, like I said, I'll stall them for as long as I can, but we don't have forever to do this. If they notice that that's what I'm trying to do, that could be bad. So
Do we
try
only
to
have
be as
time to go to
effective
one?
here. No, you should have time to go all 3. Just don't be wasting too much time.
Gotcha.
Okay. Well,
So, where do you guys want to go first? The iron mine, the abandoned fortress, or the forest?
The
Honestly,
abandoned fortress would take the shortest amount of time.
yeah, I
What
think
was the first
we
one again?
the forest, like
I
the.
feel like that's gonna take the longest.
I think we should do the longest first, because like we don't want to show up to the hunters, have like 2 minutes to talk, and then have to leave. So I think we should knock out like of importance the order we think there is.
I think we should. I think while your thing does have merit of the fortress first, I think doing what we know the most about right now, and then like pull that string and see how far it goes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, go talk to hunters first, and then do fortress, or what was the third one? The mine. That's right.
Because right now we know nothing about the other two.
I think honestly mine last, but like that's what I'm looking at.
I'm so excited to be an Iron Man.
Or we can do mine second for you.
That's okay. We can do mine third.
All right. So forest first. Are we at least all in agreement there?
Yeah, first.
I am.
Okay. Kendra nods and says, "Sounds reasonable. I'll see you guys off in the morning. Best of luck. And of course, come back to don't be stupid. Don't be a hero. If something is beyond your capabilities, just come back to the village, get me, and then we'll deal with it."
Also, how long do we have, Kendra? What's kind of like, what time do we need to be back? What's our time frame looking like?
He says, "Like I said, I'll be delaying them for as long as I can. I'm pretty sure I can get at least a few days out of this negotiation.
Oh,
possibly.
Okay. I was thinking hours, so okay.
Perfect.
No, Kendra says, "I'm very good at stretching things out."
Hey, that's what I like to hear.
Weird. Okay.
He gives you a wink. In any case, the following day, you guys head out to the northeast, I believe, is the forest. Again, making your way through. Switch the map here.
Oh, jeez.
So it's kind of vaguely defined exactly like what the disputed property is, but just general. There's an area of forest among the hills.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's what they're referring to.
Gotcha.
Put everybody on the map. You arrive in the forest, or being swallowed up by the trees. What would you guys like to do within the forest?
I definitely get Than to use his sniffer to see if he can sniff any people or anything of interest out around the area.
On the same token, I will try to sense if there's any metal traps or anything like that.
Okay. So we'll do Thanatos make a perception check with advantage, and Izuto make a perception check as well.
Where's my thing that I get? And oh, it's hunting for a target. Okay, so I just get +4. All right. Ooh, yes, sir.
You have advantage, so go. Oh, you did. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So 23 and 14. All right. So Izuto, as you're walking along there, you try to stretch your senses out. You don't detect any metal traps near you as you are walking along. However, Thanatos discerns a few different scents. Let's see here. He smells the scents of two different groups of humans, sort of distant on the air and pretty faint, like it's been hanging here for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
He smells the scent of deer. Again, some more fresh, some more distant. And he smells a third scent that is kind of strange, or I guess this would be a fourth scent. It smells. It makes his like nose wrinkle a little bit. It's like this intense animal smell. Yeah, it smells very odd to him.
Okay. I immediately like relay this information to Izuto and Suiko. And then yeah, guys. So that's what Than's smelling. If we want, we could try to kind of do a little 2-2 split and have a set of two of us go towards where we smelled the people, just to see if we can get any close. Me and Than can kind of go that way to see if we can get a better scent as to where the people went, if y'all want to check out the animal.
Could we possibly split you and Than?
We could. The only problem is y'all won't be able to understand Than. I thought about that.
Yeah, but he can smell.
He can bark.
Neither of us can.
No, I can smell too. That's fine. We can run that.
Cool.
I'm sure. Suiko, do you want to go with Than?
Would like Than, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
And secondary owner.
Yeah, sorry. We'll hunt down the animals.
Okay.
I guess we'll go up to the people.
So, Arata, I guess we'll do you two first. There were two different scents that kind of go in two different directions. One north, one south.
Okay.
Both-
I was gonna say, are any other distinction between them or no? They're just kind of human and they split.
Yeah, no, there is a distinction. One of them is like fainter and it's like dirty and mossy.
Okay.
The one that's the one that's heading to the north. The one to the south is more sort of sweaty and like oily. Yeah, more pungent.
All right. I expressed this to Izuto. Do you have a preference here? Would you prefer mossy and gross or oily and gross? Those are really our choices here.
Really gross, of course.
I would appreciate neither, but I don't know.
Or we could
Let's-
split. If you want to split, we can also split.
I think we're split enough as it is, to be honest.
Okay.
If we encounter anything, it might be hard.
All right, I say we maybe go south, because oily could be kind of like, metal trappy is my kind of theory on the matter.
Sure.
I'm just going with
Yeah,
something.
Let's go south. Let's go south.
Okay, we'll go south.
So Arata and Izuto, you guys begin heading south, following this sort of oily, sweaty smell. Suiko and Thanatos, you begin following Thanatos as he yips and sort of eagerly sort of presses forward, doing one of his favorite things, which is hunting down animals.
Also, before we left, we made a code. 1 yip is yes, 2 yips is no. If there's a yes/no question.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, honestly, worst case scenario is we could just grab Stan and runs over here. She's a quick girl.
Does Thanatos does he understand other people or does he just understand you?
Yes, he can understand like if people talk, but he can only speak. Because what it's read is like languages dogs speak. He can obviously go both ways, and then he can comprehend like common speak.
Okay.
Because
Alright,
the
we
Rada
can
speaks him in English.
Okay. All right. So we'll have Thanatos and Suiko go ahead and make athletics checks.
Oh shit.
Just thought of Suiko running at full speed to put a deer in a headlock.
Athletics is strength, huh? I think it's +1.
Am I rolling? Or was it Suiko?
No, sorry, that was Than. Than was the 12.
that's right,
Than
that's
is the
right.
12.
Okay. So Thanatos is like eagerly running through this forest here, and you occasionally see like glimpses of deer, and they disappear into the trees. Thanatos is running after them. You guys are making pretty good speed, but the deer are also quite agile, and they're sneaky. Like every once in a while, Than he gets to like a corner, and they just are gone. He like has to pick up the scent. So you guys spend some time doing that. Arata and Izuto, you guys make it to the edge of the forest, the southern edge of the forest.
Okay.
You're back in the hills essentially.
Okay.
Would you guys like to continue going, or?
Is the smell, has it gotten any stronger, or can I at least still smell it, or is it kind of fading?
It's still it's getting maybe slightly stronger.
Okay.
Although as soon as you get to the edge of the forest and back to the hills, the wind kind of it more or less destroys it.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, I look at Izuto and I'm like, hey, I don't.
Got our losses here.
Yeah, and kind of head back north, see if we can either still smell the one up top. Worst case, just meet up with Suiko and Than.
Agreed.
Okay. As you guys are heading through the forest, bursting from the bunch of trees is Suiko and Thanatos.
Okay.
Thanatos yipping, and he jumps into your arms and says, "We almost got one of them."
Hey, you know what? You'll get him next time, bud.
Now that you're back as a party, what would you guys like to do?
I'm saying we go north. We find
Yeah,
nothing
do we
south,
still smell this north smell, by the way? Is it still there?
Yeah, you can still track it.
Okay, in that case, we
Yeah,
definitely
guess we go north.
start tracking north.
Not a lot of wind in these forests. The scents tend to hang around a while.
Gotcha.
Okay. So you guys head north. As you do so, go ahead and make perception checks.
For everybody?
Yep.
Alright. Sheesh.
Rolling high. What's that like, guys?
Hey, I wouldn't know until today, so.
That's fair.
Do you want to roll for Thanos?
5, yeah.
Okay.
What's that like?
Yeah, 3 out of 4 you succeeded. So as you're approaching sort of a choke point in the woods here, Arata, you see a wire. Well, actually, it'd be a string, I suppose. Low to the ground and kind of in like a shadowed area.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
It's really like tense. Like the string is tense.
say I tell everyone stop right now, and I quickly I want to follow the wire to see where it's leading to.
Sure. So you see it's leading to a rope that climbs up the side of one of the trees. And as you look at the ground a little bit closer, right beyond the wire, it looks like some rope or something is buried in the ground ahead.
Okay, now question, does this look like an animal trap, or does this look like it's made to get and mess with bigger things?
It based on the amount that is amount of the ground that's disturbed, it could easily be either.
Okay. All right. Yeah, can I disarm this trap?
Sure. Go ahead and make a I suppose dexterity check.
Okay.
Sleight of hand. Sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand. All right. So I want to disarm this, see if I can get a scent off of it. So I get 6.
With 16, yeah. So you disarm this. I'm not sure what you call it. It's like a step on the thing and then it
grabs your leg
traps
kind of
you
thing.
in the rope.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you disarm the triggering device easily enough, leaving most of the trap in place, but it can't be triggered now.
Okay. I definitely bring it over to Than immediately to see if he can get a scent on who was messing with it, to track him down.
Sure. Thanatos takes 2 sniffs. And yeah, you have an item. So yeah, he is able to pick up the scent and sort of isolate it. He has a scent to follow now, if you'd like to follow it.
Yes.
We would follow it.
Okay.
I'll say, and while we're hunting for a target, I do get big perception bonuses. So if we need another one, Dan's got this. Hopefully.
Okay. Yeah. So I will have you guys go ahead and roll another perception check. Use whatever bonuses you have for the hunting thing there.
All right. That's Arana's. And Than.
I'm out here putting in God's word, baby.
Putting in work, boy. I have +4. And then my master's wisdom modifier, which is another +3. Oh wait, +5 because I get the bonus.
Another.
Jesus. Wow.
Okay. I'll say there's no need for anyone else to roll.
Than with a quick 28.
As you're moving along there, following the scent without issue, you see in the distance a man who is covered. He has a cloak on and sort of covered in mud and moss. He's clearly supposed to be camouflaged, and he does blend in pretty well. But he's looking at you guys and he isn't sure. He's not responding because he feels like he's pretty well hidden. Which, to be fair, he is.
Okay, just
but
Than's
your
nose
keen
is a
eyes are able to
monster.
see.
All right. Yeah, I definitely I look over to the other two really quickly. I'm acting as casual as possible. But I'm hey, you'll see the dude over there, just kind of chillaxing.
Once you point him out, you guys are able to see him.
Okay. Gotcha. What are we thinking?
I'm thinking. Keep walking. Wait, is he on the tree? Or is it just like...
He's in the rocks. Do you see him in the rocks over there?
He's like,
Okay,
he's
yeah, I
like
see.
between two rocks, basically, two mossy rocks.
I see him. Maybe keep walking. Make like a kind of like a U-turn. I'm thinking someone stays here, and then we kind of go up here, and like try to talk to him. And if he runs away, whoever is here can get him.
He's to the left, Kevin.
Yeah, he's here, isn't he?
No, like look up left. He's in the rocks like right here.
Oh, I'm actually blind. I was zoomed in too much. That's on me too. My bad. Yeah, I'm thinking like same theory though. I think two of us should go here just in case if he tries to run away, he has less options.
Okay, I'm cool with that. I can send it just the normal 2-2 split. Suiko and Than up top. Me and you kind of walking by.
Sure. Yeah.
All right, so we
I'll
send.
say, as you guys are walking along, trying to be all casual, like go and make performance checks.
Fair enough. So
Fair
okay, at least it's just two of us, because Than and Suiko can just run around the back, right? Like kind of like around the bushes, and up here.
Oh, so Suiko and Thantos are breaking off, sort of out of line of sight.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
the only two that are.
So go and place Thantos and Suiko where you want them.
Yeah, they're kind of chilling over here.
Yeah, like back here.
Okay.
Boop.
So yeah, Arata and Izuto performance checks.
Oh, performance is 0. All right. Middling.
Okay, yeah, Izuto makes a fairly convincing demeanor of sort of walking along casually. Arata looks a little more. You keep glancing at the spot when you think he might not be looking. I'll say I'm gonna roll insight check for him.
Bro, you chose such a good spray. I didn't even see him. I was zoomed in, then I zoomed out, and I still didn't see him.
He was actually hidden.
Yeah. So he you watch him sort of slowly grab something and put it to his mouth, and then you hear this like shrill, like super high pitched whistling
It's
noise
like Bloatar, bro.
emitting from the rock.
How fast can I react to avoid this thing?
I mean, it just happens.
Okay, fair enough.
He stands up as he does it, and then he secrets whatever it was away into his cloak, and he says, "Who the hell are you?"
Yo, what's up? How's it going? We're just here, you know. Heard there's been some conflicts going on. They told us to, check this area out.
Out, eh?
What's up?
Hired Ninja to kick us out, eh?
Hey, we're not kicking anyone out. We
I
are
haven't gotten
we're
paid yet.
we're actually
No,
very
that's,
neutral parties.
You bet you aren't.
Hey, listen, honestly, I would love to talk to you. We are trying to get the story from all sides here to help the negotiation for the good side.
He sort of snorts and says, good side, bad side, ain't no such thing, kid.
Honestly, I agree. I was just hoping you would think I was referring to you as the good side.
He snorts and says, flattery ain't gonna get you nowhere in the woods.
Right, that's fair. Also, quick question. What was that whistling noise I heard a second ago, just out of curiosity?
He says, hunter's call.
Okay, that's
Right,
concerning.
Of course. Y'all heard of phones? No, probably not. So, are you guys more sided with Lana T on the river in these matters?
My pappy and my grandpappy all grew up and lived in the land of tea. Same with me.
Right.
I'm gonna
very
take that as a
nationalistic.
T answer.
I'm also gonna take that as a T answer.
Mm.
Is there any way you could be a little less abrasive? You wanna, come over here?
Hey, we just
things out?
want to have a nice conversation,
Just a
genuinely.
nice conversation.
He says, we didn't do nothing to nobody. We just hunted, ate our fill of meat, never overhunted. Deer have been prospering in these lands ever since, but then all of a sudden, it sounds like we gotta leave. I say no to that.
Who's making you leave?
Harassment parties.
He shrugs and says, townfolk.
Okay, it's like the ones from the river.
He nods and says eagerly and says, yeah, those land to river bastards.
Gotcha. I see. Right. So, just out of curiosity, what makes them so bad? Is it just the kicking out part? We don't like that?
He nods and says, "We ain't done nothing to nobody. Why are they trying to kick us out?"
No, I'm with you. I'm on the hunter side on this one.
I
I think he's fine.
He sort of. You can make an insight check if you want.
Okay. Both of us or just one of us?
Both of you if you want.
All right.
Okay.
My
yeah,
high rolls are gone.
This guy, he has a pretty gruff exterior, but he's pretty easy to read. He's clearly not used to trying to trick people.
Mm-hmm.
He's clearly holding something back.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, so, how do you feel about the negotiations? Do you want T to take it over?
He shrugs and says, "Long as we can hunt, I ain't got no issue."
So what I'm hearing is if we can talk to the river people and they were cool with you hunting, then you wouldn't have a problem with them?
He says, "That's the way it's always been, I think. Why's it got to change?"
I think we heard that some people got hurt, whether intentionally or accidentally. Did you know anything about that?
He sort of lets out a snort and nods and says, "Yeah, we left some traps for those no good surveyors," is what they called themselves.
Right. So it was on purpose.
He looks at your sort of concerned expression. He says, "Nothing too harmful, like broken ankle at the worst."
Ooh, okay. So my only thing is like a lot of people wouldn't prefer their ankles broken.
A lot of people wouldn't.
Just
A lot of people would prefer them not treading into land that ain't theirs.
And you know what? I would agree, but like legally they technically own it right now. But ignoring that. Let's say we could negotiate a deal where, the Land of River keeps their land, you agree not to harm anyone, but you also get to hunt. Do you think you would be willing to kind of even maybe come with us to talk in a negotiation a little bit, give your side?
He sort of looks a little confused for a moment, and then he says, Lady Amy's negotiating for us."
We met her. She's really nice.
He nods eagerly, and she says, she ain't like those other town folk."
Mm-hmm.
She is built different. I agree.
She do be built different.
What are there any more hunters in here? The little whistle hunter call thing. Are there people looking at us now?
He grins and says, "I hope so."
For sure.
Interesting.
Right. So, because we are helping with the negotiation.
Hey, how'd you find me? I thought my camouflage is great, second to none. How'd you see me?
Hey, the camouflage.
Is in Inuzuka clan. Incredible senses.
My smells go crazy, and not that you smell bad. If I'm being honest, a little bit of a mossy gross smell.
Mention of the Inuzuka clan, and he says, "Inuzuka? Hey, you guys are the dog folk, right? You keep dogs."
We do keep dogs on occasion if we really feel it's necessary. Yeah.
He nods and says, "I've always wanted a hunting hound."
Hey, let me tell you, dogs are amazing and awesome, and you should look into it. Now, I have a little deal for you, okay? Because I feel like maybe you're holding back information. How about I help give you some tips on dog owning and dog training, right? To help get your hunting dog. You help us out, give us the lowdown on the situation with all the info you got.
Ooh. Okay, make a persuasion check with advantage for sure.
Okay.
That is an appealing offer.
My persuasion's so bad. Okay. 10.
Okay. Low DC.
Okay.
He nods and says, "Well, you think you could get me a hound?"
As he's like asking that, I whistle and call Than over. Suiko can kind of stay hiding, just in case, but I call Than over to show off a little bit. But no, yeah, when it comes to the hound, honestly, it just comes to building that relationship with them, and I am more than willing to help you out with that as long as you can help us out.
He looks a little. He looks around. Kind of. You see him sort of scanning the tree line, and he says, he leans forward and sort of starts whispering, "All right, but we got to be quick. I imagine my buddies are going to be coming back soon."
All right, do we need to head out somewhere else?
He shakes his head and says, "That'll just make him suspicious." No, two things real quick.
Okay.
First off, a bunch of sketchy town folk, land of river folks. They can't be all bad, but they come through with packages and these tags. And I know what tags they are. I ain't no ignorant country folk. I see them. They're summoning or storage chakra tags.
Okay.
We guide them through the forest, through the forest into the land of rivers. Oh, I think I misspoke earlier. These guys are coming from the land of tea into the land of rivers.
Oh, okay, so they're tea people.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. And he says, we have an arrangement with them. We guide them through, and they give us supplies and help us out with like new bows and clothes and stuff like that.
Okay.
The other thing is, well, there's a creature in this forest here. We try to stay out of its way, much as we can. It's like a deer, but it's different. It's one of those chakra beast things. I don't know if you heard of that, but
It wouldn't happen to have an oily smell to it, would it?
he shakes his head.
Okay.
No, he smells like animal, all right, but he's got like a presence to him, like
Okay.
you know when he's walking by.
Gotcha. No.
Interesting.
All right. Well, I appreciate the help, and I quickly kind of give him a few tips. I don't give him any like Inuzuka, like family trait clan things, but just kind of basic, quick. Hey, with your dog, you should try this, do this, train him this way. Some healthy tips.
Okay. Sure. He seems enraptured, and he eagerly sort of nods his head. After a little bit, 2 additional hunters join him. And he sort of calls them off. He says, "False alarm, lads. I thought these ninja were here to kick us out, but they're just looking to, well, just get the lay of the land." The other hunters sort of look at him suspiciously, but they nod and head off on their own.
I will.
He says, "Well, nice talking to you folks. Unless there's something else you need."
No, I mean, hey, that's the info you got for us. I think I'm good.
What's your name, by the way?
He says, "Irja."
I'm Izuto.
I'm Arata. This is Than.
It was
He
nice
nods.
talking to you. You provided a lot of useful information.
He nods and says, "Hey, don't tell anybody you got it from me, though."
No, of course not.
Definitely
Would
won't.
would you happen to know where the big deer monster usually is, or is it just kind of in Roman?
He nods and he says, "Oh yeah, we know where his home is, but we stay away from that part of the forest."
Have the tea people gone over there, or they just leave him alone too?
No, they don't know the first thing about this forest. That's why they need us to guide us through.
I
Guide
see.
them through. No, we've tried to go around there before. Sometimes a hunter gets it in his head that he's gonna bring the guy down. It never ends well for that hunter.
Gotcha. It's just whereabouts in the forest, just real quick, like.
We want to avoid it.
Want to stay away from it.
Make a persuasion check. Or a perception check. Definitely lying.
No.
I want to make sure we don't run into a big bad monster.
I agree.
Are we both persuading or just?
I'll say. Well, you both sort of tried to lie there. I'll say one of your rules with advantage. The other one is sort of helping the other.
My persuasion's 0. What's your persuasion?
That's one.
Oh, I guess I'll do it then with advantage. This is going well. Hey, we like that. All right, we'll take the first number.
Okay. He narrows his eyes for a second, and then with your explanation, he says, "Oh, yeah." And he
Makes
gives you
sense.
sort of the area of the forest. It's basically the center of the forest.
Okay.
Is what you gotta avoid.
Gotcha.
He says, "Well, I'll best be going on my way."
Yes, sir. Hey, hopefully you get yourself a good dog.
He nods and says, "Yeah, I'm gonna talk to some of those town folk and see if I can get something imported."
All right. Thank you for the information. We'll try to help you guys out. It doesn't seem like you guys are doing that many malicious things here.
He snorts and says, "No, malicious stuff. That's for town folk."
Touche.
Hey, amen to that, brother.
Touche.
What do you guys like to do next?
I'm
Go
confronting deer. Deer.
go meet up with Suiko. Let her know. So how you said we have like a couple days. We're guessing. We don't really know, but a couple days stuff. And
The idea is that you should try to gather information from all three of the locations.
yeah, I think we should ignore the deer for now and come back for it afterward. We can come back to it later.
You suck. Fine.
Listen.
My family makes sense. I don't know what.
Listen, now we know that the deer is here, and we can come avoid it next time we come back to the forest, okay?
Thanatos says, "I want to see him."
I also want to see him.
Y'all can't understand him. Y'all can't understand him. You don't know what he's saying. Let's be clear. I just look at Dan with a smile, and I say, maybe next time, buddy.
He lets out a pretty pitiful whine.
Yeah, sorry guys. I look Than with a very stern look, not to Yip, and he knows.
You want to see the
Dan, no. Dan, don't let me pressure you.
Okay, Than is coerced by the two of them and wags his tail rapidly and is happy to see the deer. Are we going to see the deer? Because if I get outvoted, I get outvoted.
Is that for you guys? What would you like to do? I will say, in terms of like travel times, it's about 6 hours from the village to here.
Okay.
It would be about another 4 hours to get to the mine from here, and the abandoned fortress is to the west of the village. So it'd be a whole day to get back over to the fortress.
Do we know, is like the center of the forest, is this kind of on the way to the mine, or is it like opposite direction? Because I think that's important.
The mine is to the southeast.
Okay.
Further into the land of Reverse territory.
Could me and Arata both roll for persuasion and see who wins on persuading each other to do the thing?
If you want. I don't enforce rules between players, but you guys definitely can if you like to decide it that way.
We can play it. I think you should roll like an advantage kind of situation since it's a 3-on-1 here.
Okay. Let the roll decide.
Let the roll decide. Okay.
Time to see the deer, baby. Just
Oh,
kidding.
Wait, one more? Imagine.
No way.
Imagine. Okay. Alright, we'll go to the deer.
Let's go to the deer.
Oh, I give a frustrated sigh because all three of my teammates are very infatuated with this deer, and I go, okay, guys, let's go to the deer.
Okay. So, following the hunter's directions, you head further and further into the forest. It becomes denser and more difficult to navigate. So I'll have someone roll a survival check, whoever's leading the party.
I'm not leading because I'm angry. I'm not angry, but I'm like a little annoyed that we didn't listen to me, so I definitely wouldn't be the leader of this excursion.
I will be. I was the most enthusiastic about it. So,
I just got a +1. What do you got?
I have +4. That's not
I
bad.
+4. Okay.
Hey, you'd actually be the best one. I think that was +3. Sheesh.
So surprisingly, leads the way. Pretty
Surprisingly.
skillfully. Well, you wouldn't. I feel like that you wouldn't expect Izuto to be like the wilderness guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you do make it to what surely is the elk's lair that they were talking about. Is a massive tree at the center of the forest. In this big clearing. Well, not that big actually, but place you guys there.
This is a cool map.
Yeah, all the maps for this session are actually pretty dope.
Than leading the charge.
So you see in this clearing, this, where is it? This tree that has like this swirling sort of door-like entrance into it. What would you guys like to do?
Bang.
Dan, do you smell anything?
Than can make a perception check if he wants.
Than happily makes a perception check, searching for this freaking deer. +5. Are we? I guess we're not hunting this thing. Okay. +5.
Okay. Yeah, Thantos reports that it's the smell that sort of like made his nose curl before that was just very like this intense animal smell. And it's very intense right now, and it's fresh.
All right, guys. I don't know about y'all, but I want to dive in. I mean,
Well, clearly we're all listening to you, Easy Toe. So.
Arata?
Yeah, dear time.
Hey, you gonna be like this the entire time?
No, not the entire time.
Hmm.
Only until I get my way.
Well,
Ignoring both of you, I want deer.
I want to do
Than is following Sugo. All right, so I
Alright,
guess
gotta
we
go.
approach the entrance
Guys,
up until.
Okay, you approach the entrance. All right, you can make a perception check real quick.
All of us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Than.
Everyone except for Thanatos. I think,
Oh,
actually.
okay.
Sorry,
Ignore Than's 24 then.
Yeah. But Thanatos can't, or Thanatos can't read. So.
Oh, I see.
Okay. Yeah. Suiko, you notice some words carved into some of the roots near the entrance.
Ooh, fun. I can't read what they say, though.
No, you can read them. They're in common.
Oh. What? I get closer. What do the words say?
One of these roots on the right here. It says. The seventh sage holds this place for the Lord of Deer, his good friend and mentor.
Come on, Arata. Come on. You can't tell me that's kind of cool.
Okay, listen. It's cool. I just don't know if our time's being used wisely, but hey, maybe it turns out to be, cool.
What if this deer talks, is the head of the land of tea, and tells us?
Hey, then you know what? I will give you the firmest of handshakes. So I guess we she reads this, lets us know. So you guys want to just go check it out, I guess?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you guys head into the tree.
And what were the words again? It was the seventh sage, and then like the deer's friend or something.
Seventh sage and friend to Lord of the Deer, his friend and mentor.
Okay.
So deer is friend.
Not to us yet. Okay, let's
Yeah.
not make assumptions.
You
Oh,
start heading
gosh.
inside
Ugh.
this massive tree.
Hello, friend deer. Oh, look at that friend.
And you
Fan
see
is
this-
shaking with excitement right now.
I mean,
So high.
vibrating.
He's vibrating.
You see this massive, majestic-looking deer with pure white fur, sort of sitting down at the bottom, at the center of this sort of hollowed-out portion of the tree.
If I were to call out to said deer, would animal handling help me in this situation?
Animal handling doesn't tend to help with sentient creatures.
Okay, gotcha. So it's more. Okay, that makes sense. I kind of look over at Izuto and Suiko. So have we had enough yet? What are we thinking?
I want to talk to
Izuto walks off. Thanos following. I hesitate. I kind of slowly follow, staying up high.
Hello.
Hello, friend deer. We come in peace.
He opens his eyes, which are this deep red with white sclera, but his mouth opens and he says, "Hail, son of the Inuzuka clan. son of the what's your clan's name, Izuto? It's like
Juton.
Juton. Okay. Son of the Juton clan, and daughter of the Uzumaki clan. What business brings you to this place?
Bro, how you know us though? What's up with that?
Don't be rude to the deer.
I'm not. I'm asking a question.
Yes.
Because the color of your chakra is the only hint one needs.
Hmm.
I'm so impressed by this deer.
No racism, I see. I was thinking, dear. Do you have a name?
He says, I do.
Would you like to disclose that information?
He says, I apologize, but no. Names are
Okay.
things, not to be shared lightly.
Right, that's fair.
I agree.
Okay. All right.
Okay, Voldemort.
I didn't think we would get this far.
Yeah. So the hunters here told us about you.
And we've noticed that
Since
there's
you
been...
mentioned hunters, he like this snort and like bits of like steam like come from his nose.
Fuck.
And he says, the hunters, they sent you here to do their work?
Okay,
No, sir. No.
uh,
No. I put my hands up. Nope. No, sir. I am here because I just want you to know that your area is currently in terms with certain hostilities between nations, and it might get a little dicey. They told me you were a chakra beast. I've encountered them before. They have, sentience and all that stuff. And I'm just saying it might get a little dicey here, and I was wondering if we could help in any way. A majestic being as yourself.
He says, typically the conflicts of the humans do not concern me. My concern is my land and the animals which dwell upon it. However, if there is to be a change in ownership, I would see these hunters removed.
Oh, are they overhunting or you just don't want to see your deer die, I assume?
He says, they do not overhunt. They kill only enough so that the reproduction rate can keep them well fed. This is no solace to me. My deer here are my friends, and I do not wish to see them hunted. There are other lands not under my control that they can hunt.
I see. Is there... So we're from... since with the hostilities, they've hired people for negotiations, and we're currently negotiating for certain territories. This is one of them. This is why we decided to come here. Because their whole thing is that they were here before anybody, but obviously everybody knows animals are here before humans are.
He nods and says, their claim only goes back 100 years.
Exactly.
Mine goes back 300.
Exactly. So if it was by their claims, then this area should be yours. But we've just been trying to get all the information about it, and we could definitely make a very strong case, considering their only case is that they've been here 100 years. You've been here 300. You have a stronger case because that's all they have right now. But we've come here to investigate if there's been any suspicious activity lately that you may have noticed, that we can maybe help get a case for you to have your part of the forest and remove the hunters.
He looks at you very, very intently, and he says, tell me, human, do your words speak true, or do they drip of lies?
In all honesty, they're all fairly true. I don't think I have lied yet. I'm a man of my word. That's all we have. I just, yeah.
You can make a persuasion check with advantage.
Ignore that. Ignore that. That's not it. I didn't finish the thing.
Actually, press enter instead of shift.
That's what they all say.
Okay. He says,
The other one's 2, I guess.
I have learned through long experience not to trust humans. But you are young, and perhaps uncorrupted by the world around you yet. I will trust you. In terms of negotiations, and cases. Such words have little meaning to me. I understand them, but they do not resonate with me. I have no frame for them. What I will say is that the hunters have been bringing through men who carry chakra seals, and with some sort of items within the sealed within the chakra seals. I would suppose that you would term them smugglers.
That is what we would term them.
They have been doing this for the past year or so.
Have any of them come in conflict with you?
He nods and says, "One of the smugglers attempted to approach my lair. I scared him away."
I see. Did you know we were coming? Or did we catch you by surprise?
He says, "I sensed your presence in the forest. I knew you were coming."
Well, thank you for having us. I'm sure the smugglers weren't,
He
they
says,
weren't as gifted with your kindness, I guess.
"Do not mistake me. I am here in my lair because it is where I am strongest."
Oh, okay. That makes sense. I'm not here for a fight.
Yeah, we're not. We just want to be friends. Can I ask him about the words on the roots?
Sure. His great head sort of nods a little bit, and he says, "Yes, my old friend. He left those words here when he left."
Who's your friend? Tell me your lore.
He grins and well, he can't. I don't know if he can elks grin. I don't know.
Sure.
Facial
yeah,
expressions. I don't know if he's sentient. He can.
He can talk. Sure.
He says, "My friend, he called himself the Seventh Sage. He was a friend to many chakra beasts. He had some of them over with me while I was teaching him the ways of the sage.
See,
Oh, sorry, go on.
He was dear to me. We shared many adventures, many
How dear.
stories over long years."
So how many years ago was this? Like hundreds?
He nods and says, "He taught me to speak, as I said, about 300 years ago in this forest."
I kind of raise my hand in the back, having been silent. So what are these sage powers you talk about? Because now I'm interested in the talk.
you will have no word in this.
I don't say the now I'm interested part, to be clear.
He says, "It is a power that is not to be lightly used, and only to be used for the balance of all things."
Right. So from a fellow animal lover to a fellow animal lover, what is one required to obtain such sage powers?
He says, "If I were to reveal such secrets to you, I would have to know your name, and you would have to know mine."
So firm handshakes, exchange of names, or hoof shakes, whichever you prefer, really.
He says, "As I said, a name is not lightly given."
The name is not lightly given. Maybe if you were listening, you'd know that.
No, I was listening. That's why I was trying to shake on it, but it's fine.
Well,
He says, "I have an offer. You are friendlier than I expected, and perhaps you can get these hunters off of my land.
okay.
If you do so, I will agree to challenge you in a friendly bout. If you defeat me, I will grant you a chakra-infused item, one that the sage left behind."
And we got to get the hunters off the land. That's our run and
This
move.
is my, as you say, carrot.
Okay. I got you.
Would you want them off immediately, or because the problem is we can get them off immediately.
I don't think that's an issue. I think the problem is obviously they'll either come back or be replaced when we're gone.
He nods and says, "I would see them removed as a result of these negotiations.
Of course. Okay.
Okay.
If I wanted to remove them for a time, I could. But
Yeah.
They would obviously come back and it would increase hostility. Okay. I think we can do that for you. Do you want to create just like a binding vow between, I guess, at least me and you?
Binding vow. You want to go all the way?
He says, "I do not know this vow, this binding vow of which you
It's
speak.
more of just common tongue, or
Hey.
do you want to make a deal?
Izuto, I don't think he lies.
He says, "My word is true. I was taught not to lie, and I have not."
My word is as well.
All right, well, we will keep this in mind during negotiations.
He nods and says, "I wish you all the best then."
Wait, I want to ask about the sage. What happened to him? Tell me more lore.
He says
He died of old age, or what's his story?
he left after he was done learning beneath me. He left to seek out others. He did not return.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
Well, once we know your name, if we find him, we'll let him know.
Yes, of course. Than walks up and gives him a little lick on the leg, whether he liked it or not. Than was happy to meet him. And then runs off.
I will bow and gracefully leave.
Okay.
Bye from here.
You guys head out, exiting his lair. Where would you like to go next?
Do we have time to go? No, y'all are correct.
It did take a few hours to get sort of into the heart of the forest.
Mhm.
So it'll probably be nighttime by the time you leave the forest.
Okay. In that case, because we should still have at least one more day. So if it's nighttime, probably meet up with Kenjiro, and then we can kind of figure out how much time we've got to go from there.
Okay.
Okay.
So you guys camp at the edge of the forest then that night, and the following day, where would you like to go? So again, it's about 6 hours back to town.
Yeah.
It's about 4 hours from where you are to the mine.
Yeah, it's just.
And where's the stronghold?
Yeah.
Stronghold's on the other. It's on the other side of the town, so it
Okay.
would be about 18 hours or
Oh,
so.
in that case, we'll just go to the mine then, huh?
Okay. So you guys arrive at the entrance of the mine about
We'll
4
say
hours.
during,
at about
during,
midday.
during the travel, I would like to talk to them about the deer.
Okay.
Whether this bout is between just one of us and the deer, or all four of us and the deer, whoever wants the tool can have it. But I would like to form some sort of summoning contract with this deer. I think that would be if they let me.
Yeah, that's fine. I have a weird feeling he's not gonna go with a summoning for you, but
That's fine. That's fine. I'm gonna try.
okay. No, that's fine. I'm cool with that. That's fine.
Okay, we're supposed to be neutral. You're about to screw over some hunters so you can summon Deer God.
So the way I see it, right?
Well, I didn't like the
Is-
hunters anyway. I'll be
let's-
honest.
I
Yeah.
think let's keep getting some more info. I think it's also fair, seeing as the hunters are helping people smuggle stuff in.
Yeah.
Or like for whatever, it's less than ideal. But let's keep gathering info until we make conclusive. Hey, this is whose side we're taking. Although mystical deer is quite persuasive of an offer, I think we need to.
Listen, I want mystical artifact too, but at the same time, neutral party.
We'll feel it out. We'll put our feelers out. We also got.
So the hunters didn't.
Guys, I gave my word. Guys, I gave my word.
I know.
I will.
That's
Keep my
I.
word.
That's what I said.
Yeah, and that was a stupid idea.
I don't think it's stupid. Okay.
You
Well,
went to the deer.
You promised something that we don't even know that we can keep. Keep walking.
I will kill them if I have to. Fine.
Oh my god! Neutral party.
hey, only for so long though. You know what I mean? Neutral till we pick a side.
Jesus. Okay, going to the mine, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys arrive at the mine entrance. I will ask. Is there alignment in this game on your character sheets? Is there like an alignment?
There is a where is it? Not alignment. Oh, maybe I'm just thinking of character backstory. I mean, there's a bonds, there's ideals, personality traits, and flaws.
Okay, no, there doesn't look like there's alignment. That's fine. I was just curious.
Are you saying like the chaotic good, like that kind of thing?
Yeah, that sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
That's the common trope in D&D, but
Yeah.
apparently they didn't bring it over to this. That's fine. I was just curious.
We can establish that later.
If you want.
No, it's fine. I mean, I'm not alignment's kind of stupid, but if it's there, I would use it. But if it's not,
I gotcha.
Anyway, so you guys get to the entrance of the mine. It's pretty obvious. It's like built into this sort of cliffside, and at its entrance, there is a large boulder blocking off the tunnel.
Is it made of iron?
It is not. It is not made of iron.
Hey, good call though. Good call.
Worth a shot. Hey, worth a shot. I mean, couldn't I move it? I have Earth Release too. Could I move it?
You would have to use a specific jutsu. I'm gonna say, like you, yeah, like Earth Release. It doesn't help you with like natural Earth. It lets you mold Earth chakra.
Okay, I have a jutsu called Rising Rock Technique with that.
That sounds like it would work. What does it do? Just so I understand.
It basically moves part of the ground, and then wherever I move it to, that place will be like not extreme, difficult terrain.
Rising Rock, you said, right?
Yep, Rising Rock Technique. It is you tear 2 large stones from the ground, just through using the strength of your chakra alone, and hurling them. But I imagine I could just use that. Either that, or I could just make the iron hand thing and then move it that way. Seems like an actual
No, yeah, I think it says 2 large chunks of stones or whatever. I'll say you can have just one big one. Sure. So costing 4 chakra.
Mm-hmm.
You guys watch as Izuto makes the boulder sort of rise up, and just a little bit. It's bigger to really. It's not an attack roll. It just sort of it tumbles a little bit to the side, creating a small like entrance. As you guys enter the mine, we can switch the map. Now, this mine. Let me put your tokens on there first. So you shouldn't be able to see that much of it. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
You should just be on the bottom right there.
I think so.
So it's dark in this mine, and you can't see terribly far, even with like what torches and tools for light that you have. But yeah, you can start moving through the mine if you'd like.
Does Than smell anything?
Perception check.
It's the opening question.
The good old, the classic.
Hopefully I set this thing up right. I tried to set up the dynamic lighting for this map.
You did.
Yeah, it's working. Yeah, I see the light moving with Izuto.
23. Okay. So it's definitely musky. Thantos does smell like the distant sort of oily, sweaty scent that he encountered in the woods.
Okay.
Fresher now that he's here. In addition, there's some like kind of moldy, mushroomy smell. And there is the smell of like damp, dank water. Yeah.
Some dank water. Okay. Yeah, definitely relay this info. I immediately go like, oh hey, like Dan is smelling one of the things he smelled a while back, but it's a lot more keen now. So I suppose at that point we just kind of start exploring.
Could I? Yeah, I was gonna say, could I like, since we're in an iron mine, could I like sense anything that's like off?
Well, it is an iron mine, but most of the iron, especially in the closer areas, have been taken out.
I see.
As you get further in, we'll see. There is like you see in the distance there that there is like a track for mine carts, which has some iron on it.
Okay, quick question, y'all. Do we want to stick together or just call for help if we need it? Because that's always fun.
I'm thinking with the echoes in this cave, calling to each other should be a bit easier than usual. It'll get out. Although it could make it confusing, but I think for this one.
I think because we can kind of see a little bit of. I like how Than doesn't see as far. It's cute. Oh, Than does. Wait. Than does have dark vision for 30 feet, if that matters.
Okay, yeah, I'll switch his thing then. Let's see. So we would have like I'll say is a bright light of 30 feet effectively. So switch that. There you go.
Than can be our torch.
Yeah. So I guess Than sees this bottom way. Yeah, I'm gonna follow Than down here. If anyone wants to join, or if y'all want to look for another path.
I'll go to this like up right side.
Me and Than kind of chug along this way.
Yeah, whatever. Izuto, I'm coming with you. Also, I want to use my alarming technique. You said a chakra seal that expands 30 feet across the ground, and it alarm alerts you whenever a creature touches or enters the seal's area. That moves with me, right? It's on page 200 if you need it.
Yeah, I'll take a look at it real quick.
Because I'm wondering if I have to like be staying still.
Yeah, so it is it's a targeted thing. So you like would put it on the ground somewhere, or like somewhere hidden, and it would set the alarm for that area.
If that's the case, you could probably set it like here, where my character's at, and then if it's 30 feet, we'll sense anything in like that general vicinity.
Yeah, that would effectively, like, if anyone came through that area, you'd be able to tell.
To know, and then we can go this way without worrying too much.
Yeah, why not? I'll do that.
Okay, it's 5 chakras, so go ahead and mark that off. And I'll label it, I guess. Alarm. Seal.
This is cool. I like that everything's dark.
That is dope.
Alright, let's go, Izuto.
Walking.
We found a lot.
I say I don't want to go too fast here. Just kind of boop.
So you two immediately hit a dead end.
Great.
Okay, let's go this way. I feel like the train track should be a bit more.
All right, we've made it somewhere here. Oh, I've got some water over here.
So Izuko and Suiko, you find yourself in this sort of underground mushroom cave. Go ahead and make perception checks.
Y'all about to be feeling yourself real fast.
Yeah, seriously.
You said perception?
Yeah, perception.
Oh,
okay, nat 20.
No balls, you take a bite out of the mushroom.
Nat 20, can I?
Yeah, you can take a bite of some mushroom if you want.
I don't know. I don't like the way you said that.
Cringe, bro.
So, Izuto, as you're like looking around at these mushrooms, you think to yourself, "Hey, if I was a predator in this place, where would I be?" And you think to yourself, "Oh, probably the ceiling."
Oh, probably.
You just see these like dark masses on the ceiling with all these webs and these like blinking black eyes, just tons of them looking down at you.
Oh shit.
Friends.
Suiko, don't look up.
Well,
Don't look up.
Can I just keep exploring? I don't wanna.
Sure.
Do I need to do anything for like wading through water if I follow this?
No, you can walk on water.
Okay.
I'm asking
So,
what's going on, but I trust Izuto.
Here. I'll sit right here. What's up?
yeah. So you walk across the mushroom forest, and you hear these things skittering after you.
Oh boy.
Bro, you should have eaten the mushroom. Also, the little thing popped up really big there for a second, and that was terrifying. Did anyone else see that, or was it just me?
I think it was just you.
Dude, for like 2 frames, I saw the little spider face huge, and that was like a straight up jump scare.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I don't think we even have it on the map.
I something just popped. I think it was by accident, but it just like popped up like almost half the screen. Like I think it was just a glitch, but it was terrifying.
That's odd. That is very creepy because I don't know how that happened.
I'm checking
as
the
you guys
VOD.
get to the edge there, I'll say we'll go ahead and roll initiative.
Does this
as these-
include me and Than?
Yes.
Okay.
As this begins descending from the ceiling. Well, because as soon as it happens, they're gonna be. I assume,
That's true.
falling out,
That's
so
true. That's true. All right. What is? I don't even.
Change it to combat music.
Arata. Dan. What is your initiative, Dan?
All right. I'll tell you what. Now that we've figured this out,
Yeah, I got it.
There. Now it'll be easy.
we'll go ahead and end the session there because
Yeah.
my guys, I can't. Their attack buttons aren't working. I don't see them. So
No, you're good.
we'll deal with these technical problems next time. Well, I will rather.
We figured out initiative. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say now we can click initiative and it's just like it just works.
There you go.
Did I just?
Wait, so you got a 26, Arata?
I did. I no, the 25 was Than. I rolled a nat 20 and then another nat 20 for my initiative.
You must have rolled like 5 or 6 nat 20s this session.
Oh man,
That's quite lucky.
there
I
goes
suppose
all
you've
of my
been-
nat 20s.
Yeah, I was about to say like you deserve it after how you've been. how you rolled.
After our first mission in that session. All right, cool.
All right. Well, I'll see you guys next week.
Okey-doke.
Yeah, I'm good. Start by fighting the speeders.
Yep.
Yes, Peters.
Speed.